these guys, man. Maybe the second one they
This
reveal
guy.
they're like plane shifters or something. Like they can walk through walls. I don't know.
Jumpers.
They've got plane. Yeah, they're just yeah.
This is such a weird crossover
But that's what it is. It's a trick. It's a swerve. It's a con movie. It's a swerve movie that's a swerve. It's actually
a sequel to the 2008 Hayden Christensen vehicle starring
Jumpers.
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah.
Jumper.
Which is a bit of a thief movie.
It is actually. God, that would be a crossover we never knew.
And they're being chased down by a governmental police kind of body. Like
actually, they're more like.
They're like
a
religious
cult.
Kind of, yeah.
Interpol, kind of like a cult.
With this, before you say anything, because I'm not sure how this is going to go, wasn't it nice? And I was thinking this the other day. This isn't a comic book or anything like that, is it? It's a completely original script.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so there was. Before we get into it, there was another film which I feel like when I heard about this film being released, I was a little bit like, why? Because there's already a film called Red, which is about red notices, which stars Bruce Willis.
Yeah, but
and John Malkovich and Helen Mirren.
No, but that's not Red Notice, is it? That's something else, isn't it?
No, it's just called Red. Yeah. But the premise is that they get red noticed.
Oh, I thought
so. It's a very. They just chopped off one word out of the title of the original.
Yeah, but the film doesn't at all. It's not the same. It's completely different.
I wouldn't say completely.
Oh, okay. Because the Red Notice is obviously about they're all ex-veterans. They were in the government, and the reason they got redded. I thought because it's retired. No, Red is retired. Extremely Dangerous.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was.
I thought it was a red. No, I thought it was like they got red notice by the government.
I thought it was Retired and Extremely Dangerous.
I mean, that might be a tagline for the film.
No, I thought that's what they were.
No,
there was a little thing for it.
If that's what that is, I don't think it stands for anything. Red.
Oh, I never associated the two together. Because...
Yeah, but when I heard the Rock bringing out a new film with Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot, I was like, oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah,
it's called Red Notice. Oh, okay, so basically before you know what's happening, you hear Red Notice.
Yeah.
And if you've seen the other film, I was just like, yeah, that's Red Notice. The working title for it was pretty much Red Notice.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just like, they made two of those.
I didn't think they were the same thing. Even from the film, I wouldn't.
Yeah, but they're so fucking close. Like the
words.
No, but they're both about red notices.
Yeah, but I didn't realise Red was about red notices.
Well, then you didn't pay attention to the movie.
I'm sure they say it in there, but
they made two of them.
But it's two different ones, like a criminal-based one, and one is they're just aware.
Yes, I'm
there.
aware.
Yeah.
The plots are different.
But absolutely.
But before you see the film,
you
only have the title of the film.
But that means that films can't use a title of something that already exists.
Yeah. Don't.
Okay, yeah.
Because this is like video games where they just rename... When they do a reboot, they just call it Tomb Raider. And I'm like, cool, there was a Tomb Raider in the early 90s, but you're just going to ignore the fact that there was a Tomb Raider.
Yeah, they should have called it like Lara
They do that
Croft
with games all the time, and they've started to do it with films, and it's the worst trend.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a reboot. Here's the thing: if they do a reboot, it makes sense for them to have the same title.
Yeah.
But when they're just like, it's maybe a soft reboot, they haven't quite made up their mind. We're going to call it the exact same film, and the only way you're going to be able to tell the difference is on IMDb. We're going to put the year in brackets.
Yeah. I get that.
Understood.
But also
change the name.
In your corner as well. Is so irrelevant to the movie.
100%.
Like,
doesn't matter.
I didn't realise till the end.
They have the scene at the beginning.
At the end.
So they stamp them at the end. I see that. But at the beginning, when they explain what red notice means,
and then at the end they stamp. I remember getting to the end and it's done the stamp, and I went,
didn't they do that at the beginning? That's what I thought. I thought they reused the same shot, but they just explain at the beginning. They're not disavowed. Obviously, the Rock's not disavowed.
No, but
spoilers nearly. But
Yeah.
you know, I thought, I was like, haven't we seen this shot? And then I was like, no, they're just explaining what Red Notice is at the beginning of the film. I was a little bit like, this is completely irrelevant.
Yeah, no, I done the same thing, like, because I enjoyed it, but like I got to the end and they'd done the stamp, and I was like, oh, I feel like they could have called this something else.
They could have called it.
Something to do with Cleopatra's eggs, maybe.
Yeah, or just like Hunt for the Bishop, or just like something like
Long
that.
Con.
Something, mate. They needed to do a bit of a chess pun. I
Con
think.
artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, chess pun would have been quite good.
The Bishops of Con. I don't know.
Yeah. What's the chess film series?
So the Queen's Gambit.
Gambit. There must be other things in chess. Because
yes.
I think Queen's Gambit is probably some sort of move. Or
it is like a set of moves. Yeah.
So there must be one based on the bishop.
A stratagem.
There must be someone based on the bishop.
Yeah.
That would have made. Yeah, that would have been.
But
better.
no, honestly, mate, that would be too highbrow for this film, if I'm being honest.
So, I was going to ask because I haven't yet. So you didn't rate it too high, no?
I mean, we'll get to that.
Okay.
So
no, not rate. I mean, you didn't like it too much, no?
No.
Oh.
No. Again, we'll get to the specifics. There was some bits I liked.
I really enjoyed it.
Some bits I felt were good.
Oh, okay.
But no.
I really enjoyed it. It was like an old spy, not an old, but like a heist, like 90s heist kind of thing.
No.
I mean, I saw the Rock thing coming, but
this script is 90% quips. This is a script
those
that
movies are.
This is a movie that's okay, but this is more quip heavy than an average MCU movie.
Yeah, but it works in this. I liked it. It's Ryan Reynolds and the Dwayne Johnson. That's kind of what I want to see.
I understand that they got those two to play themselves.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot to a certain extent as well.
Yeah. It's just the three of them playing themselves, but they're.
But I'm honestly like, okay, but like, I didn't find it funny.
Oh, I found it really funny. I really enjoyed it.
I know this is going to sound probably counterintuitive to probably what I'll say later.
Yeah.
But honestly, Ryan Reynolds' shtick, it needs to get better.
Okay.
If he's going to stay the same. If it's going to stay the same line of a comedy that he's had since Van Wilder. It honestly has to be.
It's what he's good at, and like.
It's what he's good at, but like I don't know. Me personally, I'm just kind of like I'm getting over it.
Fair enough. I can see you getting over. Yeah, I can see that. I can understand. But no, I really enjoyed it because it reminded me. Like the way thing as well. I was thinking, right, latest biases aside and things like that, and how I want movies to be and stuff like that. If this had come out in the 90s when I was a kid, would I have enjoyed this? Yes.
Probably, yeah.
And would I still like it now from nostalgia? Yes. So like, then I'm enjoying it now. So I kind of, and this wasn't me trying to like, oh, I've got to justify what. I was more trying to justify, I'm enjoying this. But when I saw your impression of it, because you told me before I'd seen it, I was like, maybe I shouldn't be. Is he going to do the thing to me in the podcast? I'm so conscious of it now.
I think you need to specify. Don't just say, is he going to do the thing to me?
No, he's going to do the things, because that's what it feels like.
Okay.
He invades my mind. He fingers my mind. He mind fingers me.
Great.
Cancel Liam.
Yeah, it is. Hashtag cancel Liam.
Cancel me?
No. I've clearly made a uncomfortable work environment.
But do I? But because I made the fingering joke, do I get
cancelled? I don't know.
Who gets cancelled anymore?
No, I don't know.
Both cancelled for not knowing how to be cancelled.
Yep.
So I was watching. I was like, no, I'm really enjoying this, and I think I should be, because it did remind me of like the heisty kind of movies and the whole like that kind of like, and I knew they were playing each other and like they don't get along, and it's like the buddy cop, like the buddy kind of like, we hate each other but we're working really well, and like the nice moments. It was, I mean, I'm not saying it's like incredibly well written, like, oh my god, groundbreaking shit. It's just a nice simple thief movie. And I quite like it. I like those sort of thief movies.
I feel like they missed a trick by not calling it I Bet You Didn't See That Coming.
I know, but...
Because honestly, there's more twists than a bag of turkey Twizzlers.
But I don't get the impression they're trying to do the I Bet You Didn't See That Coming. It's more just like, oh, you know how these movies go. We're going to do this time. It's very much like a movie for people that like those movies. You know, like Poirot would be like
Don't
no,
drag
no.
Poirot into this.
Wait, just there's a reason for it. So when I went and saw the latest one came out, the Orient Express one. I know the story of Orient Express.
Yeah,
I know what happens. Poirot is full of twists, but the problem is the story's been told so many times. We know the twists.
That is
But
true.
you're not watching it for the twists anymore. You're watching it because you love to see
actors.
Poirot, the actor. You like to see the rendition of it because that's all it is now. You're watching. It's like Shakespeare,
Like a stage play.
You're watching it to see the version of it. And I feel like this wasn't. I didn't get the impression of like, oh, they're trying to catch me out. I think they're just doing. Look, guys, of course it's a con movie. There's gonna be twists, but let's play it out. That was kind of like that's why I
feel like there was just a one or two too many.
There wasn't that many though, was there? It was like
well.
so. It was obvious Gal Gadot was Bishop. That wasn't a twist, and they don't even treat it like a twist. Like she goes, "It's the Bishop," and he goes, "I know," and he goes, "You know." Obviously the one at the end, but everyone. If you didn't see that coming, come on, guy, come on, buddy. I don't know what else ones there was. What other ones was there? Like twists.
What do you mean? I mean, we'll get to it.
Okay.
Let's just put like a little pin in that one.
Okay.
And we'll get back to it. But but Netflix's biggest opening ever. I say that with like squinted eyes because that makes no sense because there is no opening. It's just on a streaming service.
No, they did a premiere, didn't they?
No. It was in theaters for a week beforehand.
Oh, okay.
Made absolutely zero money. All right, made like $7 million or something.
Yeah.
Not.
It's not gonna. It's gonna make its money.
I know. I'm not saying that like, oh look, it didn't make much money.
Yeah.
It was going on to streaming onto a streaming platform.
It was very much. It was a gesture. It was like a gimmick. It was a gimmick. Yeah.
But also this like kind of smells of like biggest opening ever. Doesn't really kind of make much sense. I know a lot of people will have streamed it, and I'm obviously like, okay, a lot of people streamed the movie.
Yeah.
They don't give any metrics though.
No. It's
Netflix are very like, they feel like, to me, they feel like the kind of they just rewrite their own history. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh, but we've got The Rock and Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot and millions of people streamed it. Slap a biggest opening ever on Instagram.
It's biggest as well. Biggest opening ever could literally translate to, we made the biggest effort with this one. We've done a premiere.
Exactly,
yeah, that's what they did. What was
they sell it as on. I've been seeing on all of their socials that they're obviously be proud if that's true. Be proud of that. Like Netflix is a huge platform.
Yeah,
but it's very much like, oh look, biggest opening on Netflix. I'm just like, there's no evidence. There's no evidence for it. You've just put that on your socials. There's no evidence for it. And I'm just like, because it's The Rock, because it's Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, I feel like they're just like, just put that it's the biggest one ever.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but it's marketing, man, isn't it? That's what you do.
They are so you've got three pillars of absolute, not genius, but like really great at like marketing their own shit. That's Netflix. That's The Rock. That's Ryan Reynolds. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's three pillars there that.
Although,
even if this film was just the three actors standing around in front of the Netflix logo for an hour and a half, I swear they probably still put out on the socials biggest opening ever.
Maybe,
because the term is like, it's not too big to fail because it could have been absolute dog and won like a ton of Razzies and been like the worst, like The Room or something. But actually The Room's good because it's bad. But like, could have been shocker.
Yeah.
It had to just be a middling film, but because it's got The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and it's being produced by Netflix, it is too big to fail. Honestly,
yeah.
And by fail I mean get a shitload of views, which is weird because getting a shitload of views isn't like really a metric you'd use in terms of like
rating something.
Yeah,
because you have to watch it to judge it.
Yeah.
So,
but that's just like saying, oh, loads of people turned up to this to us giving away free pizza. Look how good the pizza is. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Exactly,
I know the pizza's not free because it's Netflix,
but it's kind of free.
Cheap enough to be.
Yeah.
It's just there.
You've got Netflix already.
Yeah.
So and then it's there.
You've had to pay, it is literally like saying
pay extra for it.
We sold 1 million pizzas.
Yeah.
Because we gave it away for free.
Yeah.
And it's just like, right, how many people got food poisoning?
Yeah.
How many people didn't like it? And it's kind of, it's a weird metric to say, loads of people watched it. I'm just like, because it was right in front of their eyes.
Yeah, but so it's like they are very much like that, because like with at work every day when it comes on, like when I just go to the default of whatever my browser window is, the one that work's got set up, it's like news stories and stuff, and you just read the stupidest things. Like one of the things was I think that Michelle Ryan from EastEnders, played Zoe EastEnders. They're like, oh my god, look what she looks like now, but it was a picture of her. I'm like, I'm not clicking that, because even if I'm curious, you just want me to click it so that, and then look, people love this story. It's like, no, they read it. It's the same thing. Netflix they're basing it on views. You've got we don't like Eternals, but we are a view.
Yeah.
Like we are a view now. That
means... we technically count to the view count of that film.
So it's not a way to rate something. It's just that's how many people watch. If anything, you count how many people watched it, and then you see out of the number of people that watched it. Yeah,
on the old, I think it's on Metacritic. It's I think it's at 92 audience review score, which just further for me basically just might as well just throw that out the window. It means nothing.
Yeah, we've said this before.
It's more and more getting about how popular the aura of the film is, or who is in it, and it's just like the internet is allowing it to just be either whatever the opposite of like review bombing is.
Yeah.
I don't know, just review standing, review lifting,
review raising.
Whatever the term is for the opposite of review bombing.
Review erecting.
I feel like The Rock and Ryan Reynolds just have that following that they're too big to fail, and audience scores for these movies will just be. I just saw it. It was 92. Like the Rock put on his Instagram that the audience score was 92%. Are you telling me that like that Red Notice is as good as like, I don't know, like The Godfather, or absolute classics of cinema? Like this is absolutely
Netflix,
ridiculous.
I swear it's thumbs up or thumbs down. There's no...
That's Netflix, but with this, I think he's taken that from, I think it's either Rotten Tomatoes or.
Oh yeah, but we don't. Rotten Tomatoes are so bought out; it's unreal.
Yeah,
they do not count for any credibility. We are the only credibility.
Also,
even with this one, with one of us where we disagree.
Yeah.
Because I really liked the movie. I completely understand it's not the greatest movie of all time, but I
definitely not a 92 score.
Definitely not a 92 score, and I get that. I feel like it would be I'd understand more if it was a split down the middle movie. But no, I really, really enjoyed it. It was just fun. It was I can't remember last time I saw a thief movie, so that was pretty cool. It felt like a 90s thief movie. I think there was a bit of an element of that. Like I said, like I could have seen it as a kid and still be like, I think it's one of those movies that if I'd seen it as a kid, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's one of my favourite go-tos. Sort of like that. I just really enjoyed it. And I know obviously I enjoyed it because it was The Rock and Ryan Reynolds being Rock and Ryan Reynolds, and I enjoy that. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, they are good at what they do, and it was funny, and their banter was pretty good. The bit I am disappointed about is, and what we were talking about, that we feel like might have made this film come into creation somehow, because it's starting to get weird now. We say things and then things happen.
Things have happened on this podcast that can only be explained by the fact that we manifested it.
Technically, the film would have had to have been in production way before we said it, but we seem to only be finding out about these things after. It's like someone's going back in. I feel like we're being Bill and Tedded.
Yeah.
Someone in a few years' time, some guy's going to turn up in a phone box, and it won't be the Doctor.
No.
It will be
us rocking out.
It'll be us telling us that we need to like go back in time and start making all these things happen. and we go to Hollywood.
I mean, this is a
we
weird
go to Hollywood
thing.
and like orchestrate The Rock and Ryan Reynolds going to the same bar or something like that.
This better lead to something better than Red Notice, though. I feel like this needs to be a bit of like butterfly effect. If we are, as you say, quote unquote, Bill and Tedding, like that, we're Bill and Tedding. Basically, I feel like Red Notice is the first step to some bigger plan.
Possibly.
It fucking better be,
It's
because this is not a good enough film to warrant burning all that energy to travel through time and space.
For some reason, because of our disagreement on this podcast, it elevates it to the next level. And this is what gets our podcast on track to saving the world.
Wow.
That, like Bill and Ted. I don't write the rules. That's what Bill and Ted is.
As long as it's step one, I mean, I'm okay with it.
But no, one of the things I am disappointed in, and because we mentioned it when we did mention it on Jungle Cruise one, Ryan Reynolds, because they were both saying, they're both really good at marketing, and if they did a movie together, I've not seen much marketing.
Not seen much marketing at all.
Really disappointed.
Although we've said that they are three pillars of like really good marketing.
Yeah.
I think Netflix are good at like marketing their own stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The Rock is just like, he's just everywhere.
Yeah.
And Ryan Reynolds, he just like he is funny. Like
he's a marketing
from what
genius.
I've said already, you might be thinking, oh, this guy fucking hates him.
No,
but
they know from before.
I just feel like
Ryan.
his shtick in films, I don't know. It's kind of not quite as on point.
It doesn't help that the last two Ryan Reynolds movies you've seen, you haven't liked.
Yeah,
that's
doesn't
not
help.
helping.
Yeah,
no.
no.
And it does raise a question. Is it? Are you getting a bit?
Yeah, I know.
Ryan
It's like
is
like
it you
Stan.
Or is it him?
It's like Stan from South Park when he's just like, is everything just shit now? I'm just like, is everything Ryan Reynolds just shit now?
So you just,
because I'm of a certain
Ryan
age.
Reynolds movie, and instead of quips, you just hear.
Yeah, I just hear fart noises. Yeah. But you know, we said that they are good at marketing their own stuff. I don't think they have done too well.
It's bizarre. Considering with Free Guy, we got a Korg and Deadpool based advert, which is insane.
Yeah.
Like they've done they've done an MCU crossover before the MCU. This one's had like nothing. Like it's really bizarre. There's been like Jungle Cruise was coming out. I was literally every other. I know maybe obviously the algorithm a bit, but even before I started like watching the videos, it was every other video was him and Emily Blunt, him Jack Whitehall, Emily Blunt, like promoting this thing. I know it was Disney behind him and stuff like that. Yeah, we got loads of things.
It's Netflix.
But Netflix.
They
exactly.
have a fucking sack of cash just laying around just for stuff like this.
I know maybe COVID got it, but no, I can't see if COVID maybe got in the way of it.
Pretty sure it started filming during COVID. So
it had some filming during COVID. It was announced pretty early on in COVID. I remember seeing the picture of the three of them, and it's been a little while since I saw that thing. But the weirdest thing about any marketing they did do though is they are, and this feeds into a little bit what you're saying. They are advertising it as the three of them, and she's very much the villain.
Yeah.
So it really, if you were going to do the advertising posters and the promotion stuff for it, maybe you'd have her in it, but it would be the two of them. They're the two. Like it's not. I expected to see all three of them in the movie. She's in it a very small, a much more significantly less amount than they are, and it's following them, not her.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
She's. It would be like having a Bond movie, and it's him and the villain standing back to back on the.
Yeah. Slightly misleading.
Book it, Rich, you coward.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, he's the villain. He's a big role. Obviously, he's a big role, and he'll be in the poster and that. But he's not the center of the poster. Whereas this has been very much like, oh, it's these three. It's like it's not. It's those two, and she's in it, yeah, and she is a big role in it. But it's not.
It's the third collaboration between The Rock and
Gal Gadot.
No.
It's
the third collaboration between The Rock and Central Intelligence and Skyscraper writer Rawson Marshall Thurber.
Oh, two of those are good. You don't like Central Intelligence?
No.
Oh, I really like Central Intelligence. I thought it was cool to see The Rock not play The Rock.
That is a good element, but I don't think overall it's a good film.
Oh, okay. I really liked Central Intelligence.
And Skyscraper is just...
I haven't seen Skyscraper.
It's just a CGI mess.
No interest in seeing Skyscraper. I saw San Andreas. It was okay. I'm just not one of the. I don't really like those sort of movies, to be honest. Not disaster. Is Skyscraper a disaster movie?
Yes,
I don't know.
yes, it is.
It is, yeah. It's a movie about a guy climbing a sky. No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Anyway,
I don't need it.
it's their third collaboration, and
Okay.
after learning that fact, I could understand why I didn't particularly like the film.
You've not enjoyed the journey so far.
So it starts off like I didn't know too much about the actual plot.
No, neither did I.
You know about like Gal Gadot is like the antagonist, and the
Going
Rock,
into this?
yeah.
I didn't know
No?
at all. No.
I did.
I figured they were all.
I
thought they were all thieves.
No, one of the trailers it basically gives away the whole movie.
Oh, I didn't watch the trailer.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
you know,
For that reason.
Yeah, one of the only times that I was scrolling through
Was the Netflix? Was the trailer on Netflix?
I think it was.
So that's why it gave around the whole movie, because that's what Netflix trailers do. They last 4 minutes and tell you the whole thing.
Yeah, the same thing happened with Extraction, with Chris Helmsworth.
Oh, you watch what? No, I see. I started watching that. I watch what I do in Netflix trailers. Little tip for everyone, and I'm pretty sure they dress it up this way on purpose. You can watch the first minute, get the feel of a real trailer, what it should feel like,
Turn it off,
and then turn it off.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty sure if you watch their trailers and do that minute and a half, something like that, after that minute and a half, it turns into showing. It becomes less trailery.
It becomes a new trailer entirely, which is 3 minutes or so of the whole movie.
Yeah.
For
really key
pretty
parts.
much for the TikTok generation who have no attention span.
They want to know what it is before they watch it.
Yeah.
But that only happens that generally the first minute or so it's very cut shots, doesn't give anything away, and then it starts giving everything away. So you can actually watch it, stop after a minute. You can see when it's turning and just come away from it. I did that with Extraction.
I feel like there's two different types. Well, there's probably about 3 different types of trailers now. We will get into the film eventually, but we have talked about it. We have talked about the preamble,
It's
really,
an easy way to cover.
before.
Yeah, it's an easy one to cover.
But there's 3 types of trailers, and I think there is one of each for this film. One which is we've said 2 of them.
Yeah.
One is just the whole film, 3 minutes, which happen after, like you said, a 1 minute trailer, which is sometimes tacked on to the beginning of the 3 minute trailer.
Oh no, it
to
is.
make a 4 minute trailer.
No, that's what I mean. What you do is with the Netflix trailers, it's the same trailer.
Yeah.
But if you stop watching,
I know.
Oh yeah.
But they do have like a 1 minute trailer that doesn't do anything. It's just like, look, Ryan Reynolds and The Rock and Gal Gadot,
which is what you want from a trailer.
And then the one that is the most egregious, the one that I hate the most, is the 10-second trailer before a trailer. So if you're watching a trailer on YouTube, sometimes it's like shot title card.
Yeah.
And then it shows you the rest of the trailer. So it's a trailer for the trailer.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense. Again, I feel like it's to grab the attention of people who have no attention span. To be like, look, what's coming? Quick, come over here. Look, come in here. Come in this door. And then just show you the rest of the trailer. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
A trend that needs to die, but won't, because, people just...
I feel like people...
scrolling, and that you need to make them stop, so you give them a 5-second trailer before the trailer. It's terrible.
To grab their attention. It's bizarre. It's gone a horrible way.
Right, okay, the plot of this movie. 2,000 years ago... No, I won't start that far back. So basically, something that is kind of revealed in one of the later trailers is that it's about these 3 eggs that were given to Cleopatra by...
Are these real?
Marcus Antonius. I don't know.
I feel like they sound like they could be a real thing, don't they?
I don't know. It feels like
loose artifact sort of
thing.
See,
this is one thing that has been used in films quite heavily recently that may have changed my mind on, but where films include history to ground the movie.
Yeah.
But not so much like Eternals, where they're just like
we did it all.
Yeah, basically all of human history is down to us.
Yeah.
That's too far. There is a spectrum. Like little bits. I feel like, at the top end of the spectrum, even though it goes into alternative reality territory, is Watchmen.
Yeah.
Because it gives you an alternate view on history, but it intertwines it with some
event
some
still
real
happened.
history.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And also that's not the plot of the fucking movie.
Yeah. It's just it's a nice little it's a nice little thing
Intertwined, not the whole shebang.
And it's a good. It was used as a good way to. This is a different universe, but now you're kind of invested. Like,
and also things like National Treasure. I know that is pretty much the premise, but they're trying to find some fictional gold. Or like, you know, it's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, no, I think it does well with the National Treasure.
That's very much the top end of the spectrum.
Yeah,
but there's a fine cut-off line.
And at no point when I was watching this movie did my brain compare it to National Treasure.
Nicolas Cage does not affect American history throughout the course of National Treasure.
Yeah,
that's why. You're still like, oh, this is quite grounded in reality. Eternals, everything's us. Fuck off.
This is more National Treasure level, right?
Yeah.
And I definitely compared it to National Treasure in my head a little bit. I mean, I know
it's nowhere near because National Treasure is a good movie. Really good.
I say really cautiously how I compared it to it in my head a little bit because I know how much he loves it and he's probably about to jump across the chair and bite me.
No, I don't. But I don't know. It's a good movie. I don't love.
I thought you always were a bit of a stand for it.
I would have welcomed a third if it was if the year it was currently 2008.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But it's not. So
and
all of the actors probably just wouldn't do it. Except for Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, you definitely do it.
So Cleopatra was given these 3 eggs. By Marcus Antonius, and they were rediscovered in the early 20th century.
Something like that, yeah.
I think it's like 1907.
Something, like pre-war sort of. Like...
2 were found at that point, and one, the third remaining egg was quote unquote lost.
Lost, yeah.
Skip ahead to 2021, and man who cannot fit in normal cars, John Hartley, special agent, that is Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
This is the film where he famously couldn't fit in a Porsche, so they had to remake. They had to remake the fucking car.
Yeah.
Maybe
just to smash it up.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. That was quite funny.
Yeah, because they were going to be like a proper he's like, oh yeah, he gets in the cool board.
So it starts off pretty quickly. Like there's no guff really at the beginning.
No,
there's exposition dumps.
Yeah.
But that's important to the
straight
plot.
Into it. We're not dwelling too much on who these characters are.
Although I think that would have been quite cool if for some reason, instead of just doing a bit of a exposition dump in the titles, if for some reason they'd gone back to ancient Egypt and had these scenes
in the middle of the movie
at the beginning.
Oh, right.
And you're just like, oh wow, okay. And then the rest of the film don't have flashbacks to ancient Egypt, because I'm a very much a show me don't tell me kind of guy, and I'll just be like, fuck it. The budget was $200 million. That is insanity. For how much green screen is in this fucking movie.
Yeah, there's quite a bit.
There's a lot, and
it would have been. Obviously, they were also using these places they were going to. That would have cost the money.
But I feel like they do like establishing shots, and then a couple of shots, and then a lot of it is just noticeable green screen.
No, I know, but a lot of these shots were in these. Just getting these actors to these places would have cost the money. That's where the money was. That was definitely Bali, and he was definitely in on Bali. Yeah. Even if it's just an established shot, he zoomed in. He was definitely on a boat in Bali. That was definitely. Where were they? Rome. Like, I think that was probably Rome. The Rome bits, maybe, I don't know. They could have not been.
The bits in the
prison
in the faux Colosseum is
was,
and him doing the gladiator reference. I thought it was all right, but it was kind of cringy.
Yeah, but he would do that reference. It completely fit the character.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted them to do an Egypt scene at the beginning, and somehow reference the Scorpion King.
That would have been quite cool.
That would have been fucking cool.
I would have welcomed it.
And also, I should be writing these fucking films. Because honestly, this guy's got a terrible track record.
I liked...
He's only got a good track record because Dwayne Johnson's in them.
No, I like CI.
No, I'm talking about the 3 films, Central Intelligence.
Yeah.
I know you like Central Intelligence.
Yeah, I like Central Intelligence.
But if The Rock wasn't in that movie, that would not have been... it would not have even got anywhere near as much...
But to be fair, that... Oh, okay. You're not saying
as much money
because that's
and skyscraper.
You're not saying because because if he wasn't in that movie, this is what we were just saying about Brendan Fraser. Like if he wasn't in The Mummy, it wouldn't have been the same. You don't mean that. You mean it wouldn't have got the exposure it was getting if he was in it.
Exposure, and it wouldn't have been as critically successful or made as much money.
No, because
I know that's the whole point of movies.
But whoever played it wouldn't have played it as well. That's why.
Yeah, no, I know.
So like that's.
But like that's because the script is terrible. And Dwayne has elevated those movies.
Okay.
Honestly, that's.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think the script's terrible. I think they are what they are. I don't think they're serious movies. They're just. I go back to this thing of like I think sometimes we are overly critical of what we expect from movies, and this is from someone who just absolutely destroyed a movie last one. So I know I am willing to go in when I need to go in, but this one, I didn't feel like going after this one. It was what it was.
I'm not going after it. I just you know what was presented to me wasn't good.
No, absolutely. You that's your opinion. We spoke about it last time. You watched it. You didn't enjoy it. That's
it's not my opinion. It's fact. No, I'm just kidding. It's man who is the size of a car, Dwayne Johnson,
pulls up,
comes out of one. He is a criminal profiler. He says for the FBI and was assigned to assist Interpol. I don't know why they keep using Interpol. I'm pretty sure there is no such thing anymore.
It's because they need. Is it really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been.
Oh wow!
I mean, I feel like they're.
It's their way of using. They do because the last time I think it was used was Reynolds, Hitman's Bodyguard.
I feel like it's influence. I don't think it's gone. I feel like its influence on what it can do internationally has dwindled over the years.
Is it
so much so that you shouldn't be using it?
Do you think they're using it though as a modern reaction to they want these movies like these thief movies and stuff like that where they go around the world, but they need a policeman to chase them.
Yeah,
but obviously jurisdictions are things. So somewhere years ago in the 90s and stuff where we just were like, this cop chases around the world. No one's going to question it.
Yeah.
Now we're like,
no, they used...
where was his jurisdiction?
No, they would have to use that was when it was still prevalent. Interpol is in like the 90s.
I know, but they didn't bother using it back then because
they did.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I've never thought of until
they definitely used it in like movies from the 80s to 90s.
Oh, possibly. Okay, I can't figure. The main significant movie I could think where Interpol were heavily involved is Hitman's Bodyguard, where it was a similar thing. They needed someone to. It's this whole. They need a police organisation who can chase someone all over the world. And it's like Interpol.
Honestly, mate, it's an easy get out of jail free card for any screenwriter
because it doesn't exist. The actual organisation they need doesn't exist.
Yes, so they're just
exactly. Yeah, we need a cop to chase these people in the entire world. Okay, a cop won't do that. Why? Because no one's jurisdiction is that big.
Yeah.
Like unless the cop's got a vendetta and he's out, like he's not going to be able to do anything when he gets to. He won't be able to arrest him. If you can cross a fucking state border without getting arrested. But yeah. I didn't mind that too much though. I'm happy for Interpol to be this made-up organisation for movies. To be honest,
it's not made up. It is 100%.
I'm happy for it to be. I would have been okay if it was. I'd been okay if it was because you want to do a movie and you want this story where a cop chases everyone, but it doesn't exist. Just like in this world, there's a thing called Interpol.
I mean, it definitely.
But they're just. Oh yeah, but I feel like FBI and that and CIA.
It has an annual budget of 142 million euros, so it's definitely real. If it's a cover for something else, then fuck me. They're doing quite well if they're pulling in that annually.
But So hire Interpol, hire an FBI guy because apparently they don't have their own profilers.
Which is ridiculous.
They do. They kind of explain it away, don't they?
No, he is a. Is it?
Is he an art? Right? He's an art thief profiler sort of thing, or something like that. And he has
specific to the script.
No, but he's been chasing this guy. I think that's why they bring him in.
He's a profiler for the FBI, assisted to help Interpol, which you're just like, okay, so Interpol, this big organisation, just told you that it pulls in terms of like collected annual budget of 142 million euro. And you're telling me that they don't have profilers, and you're telling me that they don't have profilers for art thieves. So it's just like
there's more art in the rest of the world than it's fucking America.
I'm just like that is quite a large crime, and it can happen. There's some very famous cases over the last 20 years.
They explain it away with he's been chasing this guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's
So that's
uh,
okay.
yeah,
Like
okay.
we've bought that premise enough times in movies we like.
Honestly,
It's okay.
it's not a thriller or a drama,
No,
so
not at all.
I'm willing to,
Exactly.
and I mean we should look past it because we've got a lot more to cover.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
and
So
so he's there and he believes that the second egg, which is in Rome at this point,
yeah,
where the film begins, is going to be stolen from a museum in the city, and
he's been tipped off.
yes, because he's been quote unquote tipped off.
Tipped off by the bishop. Yeah.
I quite liked the bit where he melted the egg with the Coke.
I really
Not
like...
sure if that's going to hold up in like one of those MythBuster on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? Because at the beginning of the movie, in the titles, after you're given the exposition dump, you see that you see the creation of this egg. Someone's 3D printing one.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't know who because you can't see it.
Yeah, but I do like that bit when he's doing it, and I like how we're introduced to Ryan Reynolds, that first shot. I do really like that. I thought it was quite cool. Literally, everyone's standing in the crowd, and you just see him just like kind of look out.
Yeah.
Because it's a comedy.
While someone's
Obviously,
melting his egg.
he wouldn't do that in real life or anything like that. But it's a comedy, and it's just a very comical, funny moment where he's just kind of like,
"What the? Who's this guy? Yeah,
who's this? Yeah, that kind of who's this guy thing." And then when the doors start to close, just bolts, kind of thing like that. Great chase. Really enjoyed that. Chase.
Yeah, I mean, that is the one
Definitely
thing. There is
Ryan
some
Reynolds, but great chase.
Yeah, man. They've made. Did they put like glasses on him at one point? I'm like, yep, just so you can't see half the face, so you can't see the eyes.
But
yeah, it was a good chase. Like, there's some good action in this movie. Let's not. I don't know if it was
a creative decision or just a coincidence or anything like that, or maybe just in Deadpool he's been bulking up on purpose. But I seem like he looked a lot slimmer in this. He seemed a little bit like he fitted the role.
He's just a physically fit man.
He is but he wasn't like big like he's been in the last few minutes. He looked a little bit slimmer.
Well, honestly, anyone is going to look like
I know it is the Rock.
It's going to look like a fucking lamppost compared to the Rock.
But so yeah, it does a brilliant chase through the thing. I really enjoyed it. As I say, from the off, it had me. I was like, okay, cool. This is because do you know what? As well, I went into this expecting to be disappointed. So the fact that I wasn't as well is I'm sticking by my guns on this one. I don't think you're gonna mind finger me.
I don't think I'm going to be able to turn you to the dark side.
No,
quite
not
as
with
much in this one.
No,
especially seeing as the last one didn't need any whatsoever. I feel like you were probably the harshest one out of all.
Probably.
And
I told you when I go dark, like it's dark.
Smash cut to the
You've seen
the review numbers we were giving, and you dragged it from.
I wasn't allowed to give it a 0.
You were you dragged it out of my cold dead hands from a 1 to a 0.5. So, but yeah, so the chase is pretty good, you know. And you think you're about to get another chase as Ryan Reynolds is escaping on a Vespa, obviously because it's Italy.
Yeah.
And Dwayne, twice as big as a car, The Rock Johnson, gets into
the Porsche,
the Porsche, famous Porsche that he couldn't even get into to begin with. They had to make a new one. And then, he just gets wiped out by a gelato van, I think.
Yeah, brilliant. I thought as well, it was going to be like something that had been set up. But no, it was just, that's what, but to be honest, that is, the driving in Italy is insane. Like, and especially Rome, it is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that's true.
Then so it's not too hard to believe that would happen. And he gets away, and then you see, obviously, he gets away, cuts to Barley.
Yes, he's doing his I'm Ryan Reynolds, look at me in my sexy sunglasses on a speedboat.
Yeah.
On my way to my big house.
Amazing apartment. Like,
yeah, of course. He's an international arts.
In the last 2 months, I've seen 2 places.
He's not going to have he's not going to have a 3-bed flat in Wellington.
I know, but it was just that his place. I don't know about which I want more. That place there, or Tony Stark's penthouse in Iron Man 1.
What, the Malibu one?
Yeah. Not the one over the cliff. I don't. No? I'm never really sold by that one. No, I liked the other one more. Or unless they're the same place.
What's the? I think it's literally just.
Is it the same place? Yeah. Okay, whatever. His penthouse thing, or James Bond's Jamaica place.
That's true.
There's those are like my dream houses. I think now.
Yeah.
Just so, but yeah, it was. I just remember being like, oh my god, it's so cool, and it's like, yeah, and then somehow Dwayne Johnson's in the really secure building.
Yeah, it's
without breaking in.
One of those tropes that it's happened probably on the back of like Batman, where it's just like someone just turning up in the scene when you don't expect them to be there.
Yeah.
But this one was just kind of like, right. So I'm pretty sure Ryan Reynolds didn't like hang around when he was like, oh, I'm gonna steal pretty much priceless artifacts.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do like 3 days worth of sightseeing and then just like I might get a speedboat back. Just once I land, near Bali, I might just mooch around the islands. That I'm just like, right. So the Dwayne Johnson must have like ran to a fucking like
airport.
Sonic jet.
Yeah. Do you think about it? He would have had an easier time getting there. He doesn't have to fly under the radar.
That's true. Well, yes.
No, because yes. No, even because of I know what you're saying.
Yes.
But in that moment in it, with the access he had, he would have found it easy. Who he was?
Oh yeah. Fair enough. It would have been easier for The Rock to leave the country.
Yeah, and get to where he is. But I'm talking about getting into the actual building.
It was one of those tropes where it's just like not going to explain how you. Okay.
No, just
right.
And they all
you
come
just
in
happen to be there,
barge in and stuff anyway. So clearly some doors have been broken down. But comes in, arrests him, blah blah. Then they've get the first egg. This is the first egg.
Yes,
sorry.
Yeah.
So they're on the first egg. They get that back. Load Ryan Reynolds into one car. The Interpol agent's like, no, I'm not having them in the same car. Put it in another. This is when I thought a Rock turn was coming, a heel turn.
Really? Yeah.
Because when I thought the Rock's heel turn was coming, I was like, oh yeah, don't put him in the same car because he's going to drive in the same van.
2004.
He puts it in, nods to the person. I'm like, it's the only female of these agents that I have seen. Like, they didn't even bother putting other female, just put other female soldiers. They're all these big fucking burly men. It's like, no, like, she's the only one. And then I was like, well, that's Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
But I thought he was handing it off to her.
Right.
But it's not. He gets in the car and then like the doors open and it's like, oh, okay, he's not handing it off to her. He is handing it off to her, but he's not handing it off to her.
Yeah, not at this point.
Not at this point.
And
then obviously he goes looking for her. He is. So like, and why does she hide?
Yeah.
Why does she? No one else is there.
She's like, just like there's
because of the very nature of what she's doing, she's hiding.
Yeah.
So if anyone saw that, they would have stopped her.
Yes.
So her hiding to make it look like she was hiding from him is pointless because if anyone saw her,
she's not blending in.
She shouldn't have been hiding
because there's no one there.
There's no one because if anyone saw her hiding to keep up appearances,
so she has
she's already been busted.
She has a balaclava on and she's dressed as one of the team.
Yeah, but she's also got the egg on her at this point.
Oh yeah, I know that. But like she's dressed up as one of the team.
Yeah.
When none of the team are around.
Yeah.
That's also a bit of an oversight. Like, wouldn't there just be fucking soldiers like this like FBI or Interpol team? Sorry.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they just be like absolutely everywhere?
Yeah, there was her standing by the car, so she's the one that's loading up the thing for him, and the one in the car, and the others have drove off, or they're over there. But that is
the opposite of securing the egg.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the whole premise of, oh, actually, so I'm going to come out and I'm going to look for you, but you're going to duck under the car and it'll be like that because we want to keep up appearances. Yeah, no, that's fine. No,
there's no one else to look.
If anyone has seen her at that point, you've already failed. So you're not keeping up appearances. No. It's a weird scene.
You're going to get fucking.
It's a weird scene. It's a weird one to do. No, the guy in the car can't see it. We're doing it for the car. He can't. Like, oh.
Yeah, it's a bit of a brain fart scene.
It is a bit of a brain fart scene.
So the next day, the Interpol agent, who is
just completely like, well, you're not real. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Someone told you weren't. It was very EastEnders detective.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Exactly why that.
Yeah, very soap opera in terms of like flip flopping more than a fish on dry land.
EastEnders detectives are the worst detectives because they're form of investigation is I'm putting you in. Why? Because this told me person it was you.
Yeah, it's all hearsay. There's no evidence.
Yeah. Next episode. Well, it's clear. I'm going to arrest you. Why? Yeah. Because the guy I just pulled in says it was you, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah. So the next day, the officer whose name escapes me, I think Agent Das.
Das. Yes. Yeah. Das. Yeah.
So she then confronts The Rock's character, John Hartley, his name is. So I probably said that already, actually.
No, it's John
But
Hartley.
it's such a weird confrontation.
Because she's hurt. So first of all, at this point, she thinks he's the real art thief.
Bishop.
We get it. But he's the bishop,
Yeah.
and she's called because she's called up and like and we find out that Bishop has hacked her and made it seem like he doesn't exist, put money into his account to make it look like it. Given evidence, to be fair, but instead of like, no, this guy just helped me catch this guy. There's all these different opportunities he could have, but he didn't. She goes straight in. Her feelings are hurt. Like she feels like the criminal conned her. The con man conned her, and she takes that personally as a police officer. Like it's as normal for him and unpersonal for him as it is for you to arrest people. Yeah. But she's like, and the reason, and that leads to that reasoning.
Also, they've just met.
Like
like a day.
I trusted you. He's a con man.
Yeah.
And he's conned you. He's just done his job. Why are you taking this personally? He'd do that to a child.
But also from her perspective, like, and from our perspective as the audience to begin with, you are just like, okay, but everything he's saying at the time, like, oh, I just got $8 million into my account the day after, like,
yeah,
and that it's easily detectable. Like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
if I'm this great,
all of the stuff he's saying, you would just turn around and just be like, as a good investigator, you would be like, that is too much of a coincidence.
Yeah,
you know, like, and as a detective, you're like, coincidences don't exist. I was going to say,
I imagine most detectives just don't believe in coincidences.
So you should just be like, right, I am going to question everything.
You can't leave
that's just happened.
You can't leave yet.
But also, you make a compelling case.
But as a law enforcer, you can't leave yet, so you're just going to cooperate with me.
This is like...
Instead, it's like, no, you hurt my feelings, so I'm going to send you to the worst place on earth. Honestly, while I investigate.
That's so ridiculous.
Even that, I was a bit like, oh, okay.
That's so extreme for someone that you've met 24 hours beforehand.
It was like, I've got other ideas. Like,
you've got some psychological issues.
No, I'm concerned for Dust. Like, she has, like, throughout the movie,
someone treated you wrong, and you just can't trust anyone.
Like, honestly, throughout the movie, we haven't seen the last. If there's, because this is not the last one. There's going to be another. Oh yeah, they've already known there's going to be another one. Because this, if anything, the only reason the title works is because at the end it sets up whatever they're all going to be called. This, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the only wait. Sorry, I know I'm kind of jumping in on the like negging it thing. I did really enjoy this movie, but it's still fun to pick tropes in plot holes. It's like my favourite movies. I can pick plot holes in.
Oh yeah.
Like Lord of the Rings. I can do plot holes and stuff in that, and that's my favourite movie. But yeah, so there was like Dash, you're just like, what the fuck? Like, just send him to this awful place. Seemingly no trial, no anything. Just he's there and not ever getting out. Like. Because that was full on prison. That wasn't like process. Oh no, she does say while you're processing, but I'm gonna. It's like while you're processing, I'm gonna send you to Alcatraz. Like this is just like.
I mean, it's a Russian fucking gulag on a mountain.
Yeah,
it's like,
and it's a processing center.
Also,
how much did it cost to get him there?
I was gonna say, pretty sure like Interpol doesn't send them to like squalor-ridden Russian gang. Fucking gulags.
Even if she was a little bit of a mental person and was like, yeah, I'm going to send you here. I'm sure as soon as you're like, when she's filling out the paperwork, it's like, and here, what are you doing? I'm sending him here. No, we don't even know if he's guilty.
In it, like, we've got no evidence. He works for the FBI. You can't do that.
We've got to investigate first. We'll just put him in processing. Like there's a cell down the corridor. No, we're going to send him here.
I'm sure there's some in Rome. You know,
it's going to cost us. Do you know how much it's going to cost on a helicopter?
Yeah.
And transport.
Or a plane, and like, just like get him there.
Getting there. He's a big guy. He's going to take a few men to go.
And also, you're just, and I say just, but you're a detective for Interpol. Do you have enough pull to transfer him to a gulag on a mountain in Russia and have him in the same cell as Ryan Reynolds' character?
Yeah, because that was all. Oh, just like, but
again, it is just like fucking farcical.
They would get but if it had happened in the 90s, we'd have forgiven it.
I don't know.
We're better than that now, but it got us where we needed to go, and I was like, so we got them in the same cell. That was quite funny. When they're in the prison.
When they're in the prison, it's
I like the bit where he's revealing he's a cop. Brilliant. Oh, that was just funny as fuck. And you know, I quite liked not having. I was welcoming. I was thinking, here comes a Dwayne Johnson beats everyone up scene, and it didn't. And I was kind of like, okay, yeah, because he wouldn't. Why would he?
No, yeah,
because he would get killed.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like it wouldn't be like I'll beat him up and they'll separate. No, they would. Someone would have shanked you. And, and happily died for it. But yeah, so there was that kind of thing, and then it was the again another plot hole. But I'm happy with it because it just going along. Why let the people who are building who are stuck behind the wall build the wall, or at least if they did it, I get why they're doing it because you want why would you do it? Yeah, that's absolutely get a manual labour.
Yeah.
Maybe check the wall after.
Yeah, I know. So there's a bit of a montage as they're kind of planning their, eventual uneasy alliance escape.
Yeah.
So they're doing bits where they're building a wall, and Ryan Reynolds, who is The Rock says famously doesn't work with anyone else.
Yeah. He doesn't do he doesn't like tea. He keeps saying it, doesn't he? He goes tea. Ooh, I don't like how that sounds in my mouth. Like
and there's a nice bit of visual kind of storytelling where they're making the wall, and Ryan Reynolds, although he can't lift as much as The Rock, quite clearly, because The Rock is a human tank. He does his bit.
Yeah.
Puts as they're putting a giant bit of rock in the wall to make it stay. He puts like a little bit of rock underneath, just to
hold it up.
Hold it up.
No cement.
No cement. It's all right. It's just a comedy. Like sometimes I'm kind of. I know we're going. I'm going knives out on this film, but some bits I was just like, it's just is what it is.
Yeah.
Some bits are so nonsensical that I would literally roll my eyes at it. But again, it's not.
It's not a serious escape
movie.
And to be honest, there's a lot of serious escape movies from the 90s where similar shit has happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know many escape films.
The Rock is kind of one.
The Rock is an element
of it, isn't it? It's not really an escape thing. It's a siege movie.
They have to, if anything, they have to infiltrate rather than escape.
It's an infiltration and
siege.
But
it's just a nice little thing.
Yeah.
They're just they're on their way to escaping, and some of the action in that is pretty good. Again, this is when it started. Really, like the noticeable CGI for me.
Okay.
Which is understandable because I don't think this place exists. It's literally a prison on the top of a mountain. Which is just ridiculous. But on point for the film.
Imagine just working there.
God, fucking awful.
Commute. Think of the
commute. Honestly, you'd just be like, oh, okay, one false move outside of the walls, and where I'm safe, I fall to my death.
Yeah.
But so they are escaping.
Yeah,
and that's when there's a lot of shots where, especially they climb out of the wall and there's a convenient ledge, so to go all the way around the outside.
Why would there be a ledge?
And I was just like, this is the CGI is not great, but again, it's not supposed to be a real.
Well, that was 200 million.
Super realistic film.
Yeah,
but so they commandeer a helicopter, and Ryan Reynolds tried. I thought that he tried to leave him behind. He did, didn't he?
He didn't even try to leave. He wasn't purposely trying to outrun him or leave him behind. He didn't care when he thought he would fallen and was dead.
Yeah,
he didn't go back for him.
No.
It was more that it was he was going to leave him. Fully knew at that point he thinks he's been blown up and probably thinks he's dead, and he kind of but his reaction is oh, that worked out quite well.
Yeah.
And then heads off, and then which is ironic. He's very much he's almost pushing for them to work together, but isn't sad when he dies, sort of thing like that. Which I quite like that, because sometimes these movies go a bit too you would have been really early on. It's you hated each other 2 minutes ago. Why are you suddenly caring before? So when his reaction was, and even at the end he has to kind of come back, but his reaction was kind of Oh, okay, cool. The guy that I didn't like is now dead. Brilliant. Okay, that's one less. The guy who was going to definitely arrest me later on is gone now, and I'm in a helicopter and escaping. So that's pretty cool.
So just before this, if anything, we've missed a little bit is the actual reveal of Gal Gadot as the Bishop.
Sorry, yes.
And it is a little bit of a nothing reveal because you know she's in the film.
Yeah.
And when they're like, oh, you got to go see the captain, I was just like, okay, like we're gonna reveal Gal Gadot here.
I didn't actually think. I thought it was going to be another little like sub character sort of.
Honestly,
I thought it was going to be a comical moment with the captain. I just thought like
that. The swivel chair reveal, I think has been done to death, and I thought was just kind of just cringy and cheesy. But
yeah.
I mean, there's so many better ways to introduce a character that haven't been done.
Yeah.
And for you to just be like, they're in a room and she's on a swivel chair.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay. And she gives Ryan Reynolds the opportunity to
get 10%, because the whole thing for the reason they're trying to get these eggs is a Egyptian billionaire or whatever.
He's a billionaire. Yeah,
rich billionaire whose daughter is called Cleopatra because he's obviously obsessed. Probably, I mean that's not like a coincidence. I feel like the idea is he's called her Cleopatra.
Yeah.
He for her wedding wants her to have the greatest gift, and that is the eggs of Cleopatra.
Is it a wedding or is it a birthday?
No, a wedding.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's their wedding because he arranged a wedding for her.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He wants her the greatest gift, and to have that, he's offered something like stupid money, like $100,000.
No, it's $300 and something million.
Yeah, it's stupid amounts of money, for someone to find all three of these eggs and bring them to him. So it was sort of like a international thieves competition, I guess, where we only really see two of the thieves. Just see two of the thieves. But
that would have been a better film.
Would it though? Because but at the same time, like in real life, is there really more than two international art thieves that are still out there not arrested?
Yes.
Is there?
Yeah, 100%. There's more than two. Don't be ridiculous.
I don't know. I feel like in real life you can't get away with crimes as much as they like.
Oh mate, there's definitely art thieves and like people who steal, but they just don't look like Ryan Reynolds and The Rock. Honestly, if they do, they're wasting their time.
I feel like they could look like Ryan Reynolds in this movie. He's just I know he's a good-looking guy, but like it would be like his size and stuff. He'd easily be inconspicuous if he wanted
less
to
like
be.
The Rock. Less like Gal Gadot as well.
I reckon if you're No, because why would you be a cat burglar unless you had some sort of darkness in you? I don't know. I feel like anyone. Hey, do you know what? Anyone could be a cat burglar. Pretty people could be cat burglars too, Liam.
Yeah, I know.
No, but yeah. But so that's why this is happening. So she knows. We find out at this point that Ryan Reynolds does know where. What is his character called?
His character is called Nolan Booth.
That's it, Nolan Booth. Booth knows where the third egg is, which is the one that no one knows where it is. We know the first one is the one in the Rome. The second one, which suggests to me that maybe we were seeing if that is a real one. Maybe there is one in Rome. The second one is which we get onto, is in the possession of this. I think he'd already mentioned it to Thingy by this point, like some Russian drug warlord mafia like criminal
who just so happens to be having a nice soiree of all the bad people.
Well, it would have been shit if it was a scene where it's just like, oh, he's having a pool party, or not having a party at all.
Honestly, they should have just been like, we're going to infiltrate his house somehow.
Oh no, you want a mask? No, it's a heist movie. You need a masquerade ball. Jesus,
it's literally just like, well, we have to hide their identity, and it's just like,
oh no, but that was they
masquerade ball. It is
that make no. To be fair, they quite clearly undo the whole like, we have to hide their identity because if any idea who Dwayne Johnson was, his identity was not hidden.
Honestly, I thought that was one of the best gags of the film, where they're just like, oh, I can't tell who that is under the mask. It's just like, it instantly cuts to like,
well, he knows who she is under the mask.
It cuts to a mid shot of The Rock, who has like one of the most recognizable silhouettes like in Hollywood at the moment. And it's just like, yeah, you're right. Like, you've only known him like 2 days, and you're right. Like, you could recognize him.
Well, he recognized her. The thing about Masquerade Boy, everyone knows who they are. Yeah. he knew who she was. She's wearing a mask when he sees her.
That's
he
true.
knows,
Yeah,
and he knows who she is. Like, it's no, the only one who seems to actually know and works out who he is Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she even works out who he is. It's a bit like...
I know.
But I suppose, again, with him and his size and average Joe, you put a mask on his face, he would probably fit in a bit.
That's
more.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you went to a masquerade ball, and I know that's the whole point, is to not really know the identity of everyone, but like some of the masks were just like tiny. You're just like, oh, I just can't see your cheekbones.
Yeah,
that's like that's it.
I think
your eyebrows.
Masquerade Ball is a lot less about not knowing who the person is now.
Yeah.
It's more just a gimmick from the olden days. But yeah, but no, I'm all for the very convenient Masquerade Ball. Like, it's a thief movie. I need some sort of like fantastical scene where there's a dance between two of the characters.
There is
the representation of the movie itself.
Yeah. It is like there's like a few different scenes from heist movies.
Yeah.
That they must have had. Again, we'd use this analogy for Russell T Davies with his monsters from Doctor Who. It's just like, a pig head, and but this from con and heist movies, it's like scene with a laser grid alarm system, and a masquerade ball because we need to quote unquote hide the identities of the characters who know who everyone is, know each other very well. And then there's just like, cracking a safe, even though pretty much they don't do that anymore. Do you know what I mean? It hasn't been done like that for a long time.
Did they even crack a safe?
No, so see, I feel like they're saving that for a sequel.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like they've got these things on the board, and they're just like, don't touch the laser scene.
Yeah.
And actually cracking a fucking safe from like 1905.
Entrapment style move through the grid.
Yeah.
In a rehearsed.
Yeah. You know. You know what they do? They do it in. Is it in Fast and Furious, or in like they do it in loads of heist films anyway, where they buy the exact safe.
Oh yeah,
in Ocean's 11, and they recreate what the vault looks like in a warehouse.
Yeah.
That's being saved for the third movie.
Oh, okay.
Called Even Redder Notice.
Red Notice, sir.
And next one's gonna be like
Red Noticed.
Maroon Notice.
And Scarlet Notice.
Hot Pink Notice.
Hot Pink. I like it.
I feel like these are all like tropes. I'm not going to say they're cliche, but even though they quite clearly are. But these tropes, they're there for a reason. It's and they're there because you just not expect it. But these types of scenes are just like the players in the film moving the chess pieces around her.
Yeah.
So
which is what the film is, a representation. Yeah. It's a visual representation of what the movie is.
They're trying to psych each other out, really.
Yeah. We think they are. And it's actually just But as revealed, everything we're saying, there's always like a well, that's what we thought was happening. But sorry, we jumped back to Mesco, but so they've jump back and then jump forward again. So they had the conversation with her. She offers up if she knows where the second egg is, he knows where the third. If he tells her where the third is, or works with her, can't remember if it works with her or tells her where it is, she'll split him, give him 10%, and he just straight up turns it down. Probably because he knows that she won't give him the 10%. And she goes, okay, I'll leave you here for a bit. Once I've got the other second egg, I'll come back and then it'll be 5. And he's like, by that point, and then after that, him and The Rock go all in. The Rock just needs to clear his name, so he makes a deal with Booth to say, look, right, if you get me out of here so I can arrest her and clear my name, because at this point, essentially, we believe he's lost his life. He's lost his life because she set him up to be her.
Yeah.
And he needs to clear his name to go back to being a cop. So he makes a deal that... Because to be fair, especially from his perspective, you've lost your life over that. This guy is clearly not... He's a thief. He's not a killer. He's not going to hurt anyone.
Who are we talking about?
Booth, yeah. So he might not care when he's doing like that, but he's not... He's done even the way if you've already profiled him, he knows enough about him that the world is not in danger if he's out there. And the same with Booth, but the only reason it's arguably the same with the bishop. But again, he needs to catch her because it's his job initially, and he needs to catch her because to clear his name. There's a stake in that. Him being out there, he can go get him later on, or it makes sense to make that.
That's
deal.
pretty much why he's doing it.
Yeah, the deal is there to make. Yeah, okay, it's a lesser evil sort of thing, but I need to clear my name so I can get back to my life. This guy's no danger. He's just an art thief. That's the thing about an art. That's why it's art thief is the perfect little cop out for these little movies for like lovable criminal. Because if they're stealing art, like it's like who are they really hurting? Like they didn't kill anyone. They didn't steal someone's property.
That's why
they didn't break into a home.
That's why heist movies and con films.
Yeah.
They're such an enjoyable watch without any guilt.
Yeah, they're just fun. Like thieves are fun. Fun thieves. Thieves fun.
Mainly in this context, there are obviously films where heists, say if they go wrong, and there's like plenty of murdering. You're just like, oh, that's the other end.
That's the other end.
Whereas like Ocean's 11.
Yeah. Which I love it.
And films of that staple.
Yeah.
They're all just such enjoyable watches because you're just. Obviously, they make the rich person bad guy.
So he's always a bad guy.
Absolute arsehole.
Yeah, and you want him to be robbed. But in this one, the people they're robbing, there's no person being robbed.
Except for the
drug
Russian.
Drug dealer, who clearly robbed it anyway.
Yeah.
It's not like.
And also, he's a ferociously bad person.
Awful.
So you're just like, I hope he gets robbed.
It's like, how do we establish this guy is bad really quickly? What if he like strangling people was really good at it?
Yeah.
Like, can you be good at strangling?
His personality trait is strangulation. And you're just like, that's bad.
He's really good at strangling.
Yeah.
Is that a skill?
I honestly think they were just like, look, he is in the movie. We're not really going to flesh him out. Crazy Russian loves a strangle. They're just like, right, do we need to, write anything else? No, not really. Tattoos. Because
and he's like, a little guy. That's what it is. His whole thing is he's got a small band complex.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so they make their plan. They break out. Ryan Reynolds nearly leaves him, but then he jumps in, and there's a whole quite cool. Yeah, so like quite cool, a bit CGI, but quite cool little like escape scene. And then they get to this. Yeah, then their plan is they go to this. Is he Russian?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Russian. It's
although I thought he sounded like English.
He sounded quite English, but there is that Russian accent.
Or he speaks in English, so
it's but it's well. There's a sort of like sometimes it's enunciated, well spoken. If it's in Russian,
honestly, the accent was kind of a little bit all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
He played the actor who plays him played a nasty piece of work very well, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. You believed he was a nasty piece of work. But yeah, so he's like, they get to the party, they get their plan, they're in their masquerade gear. I think it was a right decision for Rock not to play the waiter. And then the whole point is like, he's got a plan and he stays on plan. This is Booth, sorry, and you have to stick to it. Cause the reason it works every time and he works on his own is because he sticks to it. And then straight away, Dwayne Johnson breaks and goes off script. You think that he's just been distracted about catching the bishop because she's there. But even he's having a little play because he's trying to draw in. He's trying to get Thingy's phone, isn't he? His whole thing is he needs to get the mafia guys. Oh, because they need a thumbprint, the phone for the code.
The code that changes every
and he's got the face,
2 minutes or whatever.
Oh, sorry, the plane bit as well, where like they get to the plane and he's like really greets with the guy and he's like really nice to him and like they got juice boxes on board and like a change of clothes and he goes, oh, you know this guy, put away all your friends.
So Ryan Reynolds meets up with his acquirer.
Guy.
Yeah, his
plane guy.
His Q, basically.
Yeah. I don't even know. I think it's just his plane guy. I think it's his plane guy.
Or just who acquires him planes, weapons, anything. Juice boxes,
planes, clothes,
orange juice, So that's quite a good moment. You don't really see the guy ever again.
No, it's just a funny little bit, and then he gives Rock the really shit clothes.
Yeah.
And then shows him
which are got like rhinestones and shit on it.
It's like a unicorn, sparkling, isn't it, or something like that? And he's wearing have you seen? He's wearing like almost like girls' yoga leggings.
Yeah, nice.
Like sort of thing, like the pattern on it. He goes, we need to get you all sparkly because you're nearly not sparkly enough right now to match your pants.
Yeah.
And he shows him the how they're going to do because apparently I suppose there's 3 levels of security, so you would, but the face change device.
Yeah, a bit of deep faking, which I'm assuming is pretty much we're at that level already. Where an iPad you can use some software to fucking deep fake someone else's face on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is scary as shit. So.
Yeah, terrifying. That deep fake.
It's genuinely quite close to.
Well, like Joe made the point with the Eternals, the old man face of Icarus looks shitter than the real version when you use that app.
Yeah.
When you use that app, it's like
looks
really
a lot more realistic.
But the one on theirs looked really shit.
Yeah. But the introduction of that technology, I was just like, I can believe all this.
Yeah.
So
absolutely, just had to get a thumbprint, a facial recognition thing. That's cool, and then the phone. So like, that makes it. That is just, and you would have if you had the other two things, then maybe having the facial recognition isn't too important. It is a difficult thing to break, sort of thing. So okay. So to get you realise that the Rock is actually goading the drug lord, lord, mafia, I don't know, gangster,
Russian mafia,
whatever he is, crime lord,
yeah,
covers all of it.
Lord of crime,
the
strangulation, lord of crime,
the strangler, the Russian strangler. Like he's actually goading him because he picked the most desirable woman in the room.
Yeah,
I mean, I think she was.
I mean, obviously,
it's Gal Gadot. Jesus Christ. I forget, and then I see her. I'm like, oh bloody hell!
That's such the most British thing I've ever heard.
Oh, bloody hell!
You look at her and you just think, bloody hell!
Oh, bloody hell! Especially because at the moment, like, not 100% fond of her, but yeah. We did it. one and only time. But yeah, so he's actually goading on the guy that comes over, gets jealous because he's dancing the most desirable one in the room, and obviously Dwayne Johnson decides he is, and the little guy decides he is. So he's got to it's his party. He's got to exert his dominance, and he uses that opportunity to take his phone.
I'm honestly like, cool. Dude, you're the Rock. You don't have to flex that much. You know, like I know. I'm talking more about like the scripts. I'm like. I know they've basically made him a Russian mafia. He's a strangler. We get it. He's a bad guy. And they're just like, and people who are small, they're all inferior. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like,
everyone's small to you.
Exactly.
Except Cassidy, who's the same height.
This sounds like I'm just like, I'm just like, dude. Everyone is inferior, like in terms of like human specimen.
Yeah, I
compared to Dwayne Johnson. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like. What is everyone going to do that? Do you know, is everyone going to be like, oh my god, I must? Because everyone's under your height, who's there pretty much. And
the point is it's his
smaller,
party. No. Point is it's his party.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's because it's his party. You feel the need to. That's what you argue. I believe the psychology. I'm like,
I know people who are short, who have small man. Complex,
exactly.
It's not out of the realms of possibility, but I'm just like they just were adding layers onto this character that were just so superficial and just like
they're trying to sell the whole profiler thing, aren't they? But the problem is they were selling it on a very superficial level, whereas the profiler will probably actually go a lot deeper.
Yeah,
but
have a more scientific process about it.
Yeah, more like a bit psychic.
Rather than his line is literally like, "Oh, I knew short people like this in high school." Which I'm like is true.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. Yeah.
Which is true, but also, and you're an FBI profiler.
Yeah, that's the bit. Yeah.
Just say something smarter.
But yeah, so anyway, they get the phone. They do a whole little routine of like spilling things to like whatever. They've established at a point. There's cameras everywhere. There's no blind spots, so they've got to like cover their asses, sort of thing. They've got 40. Right, so. They've got 45 seconds between the guards changing shifts.
Yeah.
To be able to cross into each door.
Yes.
Why is there a gap between the guards changing shifts?
Yes. Why is there?
Why are not two guards walking up to two guards,
swapping,
and then those two guards leave while the others take their place?
Also, I don't know if this is just an oversight by me, but the shot. Which I mean, this is all very good, like heisting, very good, exactly. Like the plan, like you're like, oh, it's kind of interesting.
It's heisty stuff. I like it.
It's heisty stuff.
It's heisty stuff.
And but the thing that doesn't make sense to me is they have a changeover of the shift, and they say they have 45 seconds, but the door they have to get into they only get into it when there's two sets of guards that have their backs to the door that's opposite another door.
Yeah.
What? That doesn't make
And
sense. That's not what you said.
It's bizarre.
It's-
And the 45 seconds starts while they're in the bathroom still.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I get ready every morning. It takes me fucking a minute to, like, I know, like, how long it does. Think I'm taking 45 seconds and I've ended up taking 2. Like, 45 seconds is a very short period of time to do anything physical. So for them, it would have cost them, it would have, like, taken them that long to walk to the door.
Honestly, I can only believe that was the case, that they were able to change clothes. Were they changing clothes?
No, they didn't bother changing clothes. They went. So initially, when he's pitching the idea to him, it's quite a funny bit where he's doing the Rock's lines. It's "Oh my god, you're so amazing!" Like, "Oh, sorry, I'll shut up." They're in he calls it, spy pajamas or something like that.
Yeah. Matching black spy pajamas.
But they don't actually.
No, they don't use.
They don't actually wear them in here. They just keep their suit. Because that's what I thought. I thought he started the 45-second clock, went into the bathroom. I went, are they going to change clothes and still make the 45 seconds?
That was
but
crazy.
They didn't. So anyway, they do that weird crossing, and they cross the second door as well. And as the guards are walking opposite directions, they have to go now.
That doesn't make sense, because you see one set of guards walk off away from the door.
Yeah.
And then
it's door.
It's just all of it just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
But you're just like, it's a heist movie, a heist movie.
It's got to be some tenseness, I guess.
And it's actually quite important when you're doing a heist that the points actually meet up, because otherwise then, like, the plan doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know, like, say if you were watching Ocean's 11 and they go through the plan.
Yeah.
And then midway through the plan, like, randomly 2 guards, like, sets of guards just, like, show up out of nowhere. You'd be like, okay, did you not plan for this? Or is this is just like a movie mistake? I'm just like, it was just a bit like, this is quite an important bit, because when you're doing a detail heavy plan, surely the details should line up if it's to go successfully.
There could have been tension caused another way, and they did a very kind of weird way with it.
Anyway,
it was just a poor choice, I think. But anyway, they get in, they do they set up the whole thing. At this point, obviously, they've got the phone, they've got the facial recognition, they've got the glass. But to be fair, it gets immediately acknowledged by Ryan Reynolds, where he just turns around and knocks the glass out of his hand, so they lose the thumbprint. But luckily, the piece of glass
is just about the right size.
I've got the thumbprint on it, but he literally turns around and he goes, "Do you like that?" I that was okay, because I was kind of like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
All that carefulness, and he bumps into him and drops the glass.
Yeah.
But then he kind of jokes it away, and I'm kind of like, okay, I'll forgive it a bit, but no.
Also, did he
it's
just
so unnecessary?
Also, did he just, from what we learn later, did he just do it just because?
Yeah.
Because obviously, you know, did he just do it because he was just fooling with him?
He needed the egg though, so why would he risk the thumbprint?
Look, Gal Gadot got into the room and she literally just said, "There's other ways into this room," you know.
True, he didn't need it. Yeah.
Didn't you know? And again, that's almost as bad as, probably even more so, than The Rock just being there when Ryan Reynolds turns up.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like, how do we get Gal Gadot into this scene?
Yeah.
There's other ways into the room. Sorry, you know,
into the really secure.
And I'm just like, no way. Honestly.
And then
that's just script writing. Just like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I need this to happen.
Yeah.
I need to be here. How do I get that to happen?
Hmm.
Then they have the whole scene in the safe. They have a bit of a fight, and so obviously there's a bit more that goes on. But they get the egg. They have a fight.
Who gets
another
the egg?
Confrontation? Who ends up with the egg?
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot ends up with
the bishop.
The bishop ends up taking the egg.
And then it is the first twist is that her and the Russian strangler have been working together all along.
Yeah.
Even though we've only known him for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go steal the next egg." It's just like, so she basically could have had it in her possession at any time before this. It's in his possession.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
She could have just taken it.
Yeah.
She's done all this kind of preamble, like, "Oh, we are lovers," like.
No, but it's to build the trust thing.
Right. Okay.
Because the first thing about gaining someone's trust.
But also it doesn't make sense.
They both needed to do that job together.
Yes.
For him to gain his trust.
Yes, but also it doesn't make sense because if she's an international art thief or like,
Yeah.
Just steal it.
Yeah, but then
who's she building trust with?
Ryan Reynolds, because they need him to tell The Rock where the third one is.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessitate her faking being with this guy. She could still do that, but just take the egg.
Yeah, that's true.
She could just be like, "Look, I'm going to be in possession of an egg."
They wouldn't have got caught if she hadn't have stopped them. So yeah. They'd have got the egg. They'd have got the egg.
There's so many plot holes in that bit.
Yeah.
But then, it's fine. Anyway, it's
and then there's underground, this Colosseum thing.
It's in so this takes place in Valencia.
Yeah.
Strategically. For the next scene, which is they're being tortured. For some reason, they're torturing them. But once they've been captured, they're torturing them underneath a bullfighting ring.
Yeah.
Which,
I guess he owns or something. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, look, there's less stressful work environments. I can think of a few, maybe an office. Just whilst there's a bullfighting event going on above your head. Do you really want to be like I'm talking like? Do you really want to be like trying to get information out of people, torturing them? I mean, you're just like, I need to stay calm because I need to not kill someone because I need the information.
Yeah.
But you can just hear like crowd cheering and stuff, and I'd just be like, oh, this is not this. And I don't know why it's there. Why wouldn't it be in his house?
I don't know why they didn't just torture him in his house.
Technically, really that's weird. Kind of in public.
It's really weird that they take him there.
Yeah. But it's also, you know why they've taken him there. It's also that The Rock can get rammed by a bull.
By a bull. On the nose. And not die.
And not die. And still, he doesn't get skewered by the bull's horns at all. He gets a friendly, friendly kind of Disney-esque tossed over.
I don't know if you... Even if I know it sounds really silly, but I don't think they even potentially would use the horns when they headbutt you. I think they would use their head.
Yeah.
But it's very funny. But it's just like okay, we get it. But the bull got hit by the bull, and got up and walked away. Like ran away.
He's a rock. Because he's a rock, he literally just walks away from it.
Yeah. But no, before that, so crazy. They're being tortured. So by Strangler and Gal Gadot's character, she threatens to I'm going to torture you by hurting him, and even I went, what?
Yeah, I went like that. I was just okay.
So she thinks they've got a bot, like you guys have got a special, she's playing along, thinking she knows you definitely, for you to risk your lives the way you have, you must really care about each other. And he's like, I'm happy. That was quite a funny bit. We're literally I'm okay with this. Or I think he says I like this plan.
Yeah.
And then so she electrocutes him, and then goes downtown and sings
honestly,
downtown.
Look, they had to pay the I'm guessing the estate of I think maybe who sings that song? Is it
Downtown? I don't know.
I think it's is it Mama Cass?
But yeah, so she's singing. Yeah.
But someone's had to pay the estate of whoever owns that song and had to explain to them how they're using their music. I mean, she only starts singing a bit of it, so they probably didn't have to pay for the whole song.
I don't think they have to pay at all if it's under 30 seconds, right?
No, I don't think that's right. But it's someone's had to contact the estate of whoever owns it. Yeah, just someone's going to be getting electrocuted in the balls, and we want to sing your song. It's quite a nice song. And it's just, I would hate to be like the publicist or the PA who's been like, right, so I'm gonna, on behalf of Netflix, I'm gonna have to email someone about someone being electrocuted in the balls to get rights for this music. Honestly, it's
But
such a weird inclusion as well. Like,
yeah,
why did
like,
she have to sing?
why is she singing? Like,
And also, like, I get it. Like, oh, downtown is his balls, but I'm just
yeah.
like, it's not. What humor is this?
But and I quite liked it. Like, it was sort of like it's going towards kind of like a seductive sort of like thing, and like she's like singing to him while electrocuting. The silliest thing about that is she is literally electrocuting him, and
Yes.
Ryan Reynolds is like, "Cool, that's okay." Like electrocuting him, that's horrific. That hurts so much. Raw electricity, not like little bit like raw electricity. And the Russian goes, "Oh no, no, no! I can do something so much worse," and just chokes him because he's really good at choking people. And that's when Ryan Reynolds is like, "Oh no, no, no! Okay, I'll tell you, I'll tell you." It's like, how is? I'm sorry, mate. They're both not pleasant experiences, but being shocked in the nuts by electricity is definitely worse than being choked out.
Yeah.
Maybe there was more threat of death.
I don't know.
Potentially.
It's weird.
I don't care how skilled, I use that loosely, I don't care how much of a professional strangler you are. I don't care how practiced you are at strangling, because apparently that's a thing. I don't think he'd been able to choke The Rock.
No.
Have you seen the size of his neck?
Honestly,
I don't think his hands would have fitted around his neck.
The guy's going to need 3 hands.
Yeah.
So
And he does it with one hand.
Nah, it's ridiculous.
Like, how did it
Take me
even
right
fit?
out of the film.
How did it? That's the. Do you know what? Fuck the CGI. Fuck the shimmying around across the Russian thing. Fuck the surviving and making a rocket go out one end of a helicopter just in time.
Yep.
Fuck the ball that knocked you over in a vet. No, that I can forgive all that. How the fuck did that guy choke The Rock?
Yeah.
His neck is like the size of 2 of me.
Yeah.
And he's a famously small, like a guy they've advertised to be small.
Yeah, exactly. They've
and
said
his
he's
whole hand somehow. I mean, I saw it happen,
Yeah.
but I don't
No,
believe it.
I don't believe it.
I can't believe it. I feel like it would have been so stretched. There's no way he could have got the squeeze.
No.
Anyway, yeah, The Rock's getting choked, and he goes, "Oh no, no, okay," and he tells her it clearly. You know,
So he tells Gal Gadot that
clearly not
it's
telling the
in
truth.
Egypt.
And she just believes him. Oh, mind you, she
All right.
again reveals later on that she thinks I was just going to take your word for it.
Yeah, so Ryan Reynolds' character says that the last egg actually was stolen, but is still in Egypt,
Yeah,
actually hidden away.
it was
Kind
never.
of-
No,
it
it wasn't. It was necessarily stolen, was it? It was still. They never took it away.
Yeah,
It was just they never.
it was
opened
just
that
hidden.
box
It was just
for some
no.
reason.
It was just hidden in the pyramid.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And no one knew what the hieroglyphics meant, or something like that.
something
Only he
convoluted, which we learn very soon after, is he just lied.
did. Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's just this is where I was just like, what? And it is the random inclusion of Nazis.
I mean, it's a heist movie.
And if you got to steal from someone bad,
It's got to be Hitler's bunker, right?
well, not well,
It was Hitler's
yeah,
bunker.
yeah, actually it was, yeah, but then it was used by other Nazis.
Oh yeah, it was Hitler's bunker.
I'm not going to get into the semantics.
It was
of,
Hitler's bunker, but his art guy,
Yeah,
Hitler's art guy, was the one that fled there. Yeah,
Yeah.
But it was Hitler's. It was supposed to be Hitler's hidden bunker, which apparently is a thing.
I mean, no, what is known is that high-ranking Nazis fled to Argentina
Oh okay.
because they were sympathizers to Nazis.
Oh okay.
And there are towns in Argentina that are just people who are the descendants of ex-Nazis
Oh okay. Yeah.
who
So
still speak German.
Okay, so that tracks.
Yeah,
And
that it's very famous.
and,
It's known.
and I'm pretty sure the Hitler's bunker is a real rumor as well.
That's a conspiracy theory.
No, I know, but it's a real. This film didn't invent that.
No.
It's
So
already
yeah,
been
yeah.
around, yeah. Because there's a whole
But
So yeah, it's Hitler's art guy fled to Argentina,
took
took the egg with him, and hid it in Hitler's what's known as supposed to be Hitler's bunker.
I just see this as, look, I feel like The Rock has a contract that says, at some point in the movie, we have to go to a jungle. Because I'm just the jungle guy. The Rock is just in the
If I'm
movie.
gonna be against anyone in a jungle,
It's gonna be Nazis.
It's got to be Nazis.
So, or just people,
Or Germans.
Yeah, it's just people coming after Nazi stuff.
Wartime Germans.
Yeah, but in this, he doesn't even go up against Nazis in the end. It's just other Interpol.
It's just yeah, exactly. There's Nazis in.
But yeah, I feel like he was just like, look. I know this is our third movie together, but you haven't written me one where we go into a jungle. It's getting kind of awkward because I'm the jungle guy. I'm the Rock. Welcome to the jungle, Jumanji. There is definitely
he was
more.
Dressed as he is in Jumanji.
He was actually, yeah.
A blue shirt, but he was dressed the same. He even had the gloves on.
Yeah, that's true.
Apparently, when he goes to the jungle, you need fingerless gloves.
Yeah.
Only guy who needs them, but yeah.
So yeah, they go into the.
Ryan Reynolds was dressed as kind of like Indiana Jones.
He was, yeah.
But again, on purpose. It's on purpose for the character. The character's chosen to dress like that.
If his character's going to the jungle, he's going to dress like Indiana Jones.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
especially if they're going after Nazi treasure.
Yeah, he knew. Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
So yeah, they.
Well, he literally starts humming Raiders, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. So they find the bunker through some shenanigans.
Well, this is the thing. Why does he when they get there, before even looking or trying anything, or it's Hitler's bunker. It's not going to be out in the open.
Yeah.
They're like, it's here. He just goes straight into, well, where the fuck is it? Like he just sort of like it's not here. You didn't even look.
No, didn't.
There's a tree over there.
Yeah.
You didn't even look behind. No pulling back of anything over that. Like
didn't check the ground.
No one checked the ground. No, the way they find out is he gets annoyed and throws the compass to the ground, and it clangs.
Yeah. Like they do in any time there's a hidden bunker. If you can't find it, just throw something on the ground. It's probably just below you. That happens in so many movies.
But in those movies, it's like
and TV.
If it can clang enough from metal hitting metal,
you would have felt.
Did you not feel it? You not feel the ground with your feet.
So ridiculous.
Oh, but anyways, I still don't care. I still really like the movie. All these things, I still really like it. But yeah, so jumping back. Sorry, the suspicious thing is that it shouldn't have been that Gal Gadot was suspicious that he told her and believed her on his word, because we find out that actually she didn't.
Yes.
He should have been suspicious how quickly she believed him.
Yes. He should have been like.
It should have been a bit like that was too easy.
Yeah.
And then okay, she's definitely going to follow us.
Yeah. So Ryan Reynolds' father, who is told to us that he is a Swiss detective.
Swiss detective, yeah.
Who then we find out was trying to find Nazis.
So
is that right?
Established that there was they're not an order of people, but it's just a weird fan base. These people that have they're sort of like, I don't know what to call them. They're not fans.
Fanatics.
I guess it is fanatics, yeah. So and it's like, and I imagine it was maybe a thing in the old days. You had a bit of an interest in conspiracy theorists, kind of borderline sort of thing that you looked into, and it was that these people that wanted to find this egg, and they want to know where the third egg is, and they're all
Is that true, or is he just? I thought he was just trying to find Nazis.
Oh, I thought he was trying.
That's why he has the watch that is then actually a key to getting into the vault where it's kept.
Oh, I thought he was an egg obsessionist as
well.
No.
Because he was. It lines up because he's a Swiss detective.
Yeah. Cool.
Leads into why he was trying to.
Oh, I didn't think
he was trying to find Nazis. He wasn't trying to find an egg.
I didn't think it was anything to do with his job, though. I thought it was a hobby he had.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
He was a police officer.
Yeah.
He was a detective who was trying to find Nazis.
No, but I thought his hobby was this. He's one of these
his dad doesn't have anything to do with the egg.
Oh, okay.
He just had a.
No, but even the watch and all that.
Yeah.
The reason he had it and stuff, I thought it was a hobby.
No,
I didn't think because it was part of his job.
The reason why Ryan Reynolds tells a story about how he liked this watch more than him, or it turns out that that's because it was a key to. It was a Nazi key, and they used it to open the vault. It's all connected to the Nazis. It's not connected to the egg. His dad's not connected to the egg in any way.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. No, okay, no, I think that bit. I mean, no, but not the egg bit. I mean, even just if it was, that you're saying, even if it's the Nazi bit, I thought that this whole...
It was just one of those dads
wanting to
that
find
works...
Hitler's bunker. I thought it was like a hobby. He was one of these fanatics that was just trying to find it on the side of his job. Oh, okay. I was understood that a bit. But yeah, so he's got this watch that he gets annoyed at, throws it into the wall, smashes, and then he instantly, some reason, knows what these coordinates are. I think they do give a little bit of enough backstory of his that he probably would know what these
just enough.
were. But and then luckily as well, unbeknownst to him, got the watch repaired, so it could be used as the key. They go in, and quite glad he acknowledges that fuck the egg, he could actually make loads of money off of any of this.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows what the car is as well, so he obviously he knows artifacts.
Honestly, I feel like there was a missed opportunity, like I said before, to have the shots of the exposition about the egg.
Yeah.
Have a cheeky Scorpion King tie-in joke or like Easter egg. But the missed opportunity to have an Indiana Jones Easter egg in this. Maybe I missed it. Maybe there is one, but I don't think there is because my eyes were just like, I was like, it's coming. Like there's going to be,
because when they first were in, it looked a little bit like the warehouse at the end.
It looked a little bit like the warehouse, so I was just like, they have to, like, it's but they didn't. And honestly, I feel like, what is even the point of the film?
Give me some good Easter. This film could have actually got a few nice little good Easter eggs.
Yeah,
and you could have wrote most of it off just as Ryan Reynolds humor. Because he's so associated with Deadpool now. We're happy for that fourth wall to be broken. Is it a fourth wall broke? I don't know what you'd call it if it's like a.
It is. Yeah, pretty much. If they genuinely,
they don't turn and talk to the camera. But the Ark of the Covenant is there, and it makes no sense.
I don't think that would necessarily be a fourth wall break. Is literally
so I was saying you wouldn't directly call it a fourth wall break, but it would be like a Ryan Reynolds movie.
It's just the
Ark of the Covenant.
It's just an Easter egg.
Yeah.
Really.
But I was looking a little bit for it, and it wasn't there. That was a bit disappointing.
So they find the egg, and as soon as they do, Interpol conveniently turn up.
Well, no, Bishop shows up first.
That is true.
Bishop shows up first. Turns out she didn't believe him at all and just followed him. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. It does actually make more sense because I thought you left that room a bit too quickly.
Yeah.
But we know he'd passed her the key. We know that from later on. Then Interpol found them somehow.
I don't know how that's explained.
Oh, to be fair, it's not explained. It's literally like they clearly followed you.
Okay.
So they followed Gal Gadot. They followed the
Gal.
Bishop.
Okay.
But I don't know how they know who the Bishop is. Because I thought the whole point was they didn't. Because if they knew who the Bishop was, then surely Dwayne Johnson isn't the Bishop anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Why do they follow Gal Gadot thinking she's the Bishop if they've literally incarcerated The Rock
for being
the Bishop? Getting there, but okay.
We need Interpol to be there.
Yeah, we need Interpol to be there.
So
they start shooting.
Very gun ho Interpol.
Obviously,
Interpol's Europe based, right?
Yeah.
So we're not that gun ho in Europe. I don't think, are we?
Look, skipping that, I'm just like they just start shooting.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you got three, quote unquote, three of international art thieves that you are suspects here.
Yeah.
You got three suspects here, right?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to murder them? You're in an underground bunker where you believe at first they can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And the Interpol start shooting first, and then the Rock's like, "Oh, I better start firing back."
They shot me.
Covering fire.
He literally says, "I thought you were on their side." And he goes, "I am," but they shot me first. I literally went, "What?"
No, but they did shoot him first.
Yeah, but you don't shoot back.
That's true.
It is suppressing fire.
Yeah,
like he's purposely not shooting them. But there's a few bits in that car chase where people die.
Yeah, exactly.
100% people died.
So they blow up a bit of the because they're in a bunker which was built in an abandoned mine shaft.
I wouldn't even say no one died there because obviously they were the ones driving there. No, it was while they were driving. At least two of the guys.
Yeah.
I went, I really hope there's not a bit. I literally before it happened, I was like, I really hope there's not a bit where anyone's head hits a rock because they're dead.
Yes. Yeah.
So they better avoid that. I'm going to be questioning about people that fall off of these cars while they're moving, but I can forgive that. But if they do a hole, someone gets hit, they're dead. There's no fallen over. No. If someone's face at this speed hits one of those rocks, dead.
Don't
happens
mug
twice.
us off like Black Widow.
Yeah, it happens
And be
twice.
like, oh, they'll just get up. It happens
No, they're
twice,
dead.
yeah.
Twice. Two of those men die in Interpol, and they died because of Interpol. No one else. Like, it's impossible. Why were they trying to murder art thieves?
Yeah.
Art thieves haven't killed anyone.
Yeah.
They're art thieves. So good at it, they've not robbed. There is no personal crime been committed. No one has
except for they stole one from a museum.
But who? I know it's upsetting. Who's personally?
Yeah, yeah.
No one's walking into no one's going home that night and thinking I'm not safe in my own home.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
my museum got robbed. Which is when it comes to thievery, that's the worst aspect to it.
Yeah.
So the reason these art thieves
Taking
and casino thieves and stuff work is because they are removing the actual the worst part of the thievery thing. It's losing the thing that's precious to that person, individual, for no reason, and the oh shit, someone just got into my house and I didn't realise. It's the afterwards. When you do art thief movies and stuff, you eliminate those so you can like the thieves, because then it's a victimless crime.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It is a victimless crime.
Yeah. It's not a victimless crime,
victimless. It's a.
The victim is a museum won't have a piece to have on in exhibitions, and then the other one is just like, well, the guy is a murderer.
Yeah.
And he stole it himself, and pretty much they
exactly. Yeah, he's horrible. He definitely stole it, and it's like, and the other one is literally in the worst man in history's bunker.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And probably at that point doesn't belong to anyone.
It
but yes, and you just walk in and open.
But you're opening fire. Yeah, you're
just walk in and open
spraying
fire,
bullets,
killing innocent people that don't deserve to die.
Also, possible priceless artifacts that should be in museums, or should be, because there's loads of like private art here that's probably been stolen by Hitler from all over Europe, and you're just going to start shooting.
Isn't
I don't know, priceless art.
I don't know if there's a division in Interpol, but I get the impression that she's heavily invested in priceless stuff from her jurisdiction, so like with the Rome and that. Yeah. So she must know that she must not want to blow up this shit.
She just be like, stop fucking shooting priceless shit, just to wing these three suspects. Just awful work from Interpol.
It was terrible work.
They definitely need their budget slashed.
Too many Americans got in your training program.
Although their annual budget is less than this budget for this fucking movie, which it blows my mind if I'm being honest.
Shit. Yeah.
Well,
they are a service.
So they escape, and they go through this mine shaft, which just happens to lead to a waterfall.
Yeah. It's Argentina.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're in the jungle.
They're in the jungle. It's fine. The rock's in its natural habitat, so he's fine.
Yeah, he knows where they're going.
Yeah, and so Ryan Reynolds, and he's the one who gets the egg from the water
first. The egg.
Yeah. He comes up first.
Yeah.
Again, this is exactly like Gal Gadot turning up and being like, "There's another way." I was here all along, and The Rock being like, "I'm just sitting here whilst you."
He thinks he's drowned, and it's a bit of a callback to the
Ryan Reynolds thinks
bit.
he's The Rock has drowned.
He's still in the water. Yeah. He calls him. Goes to talk to him. He's not there. Doesn't immediately go like they do a little callback to the helicopter bit where he's like, wicked, and then walks off, but the shot holds just long enough, so he's coming back, and they really held it too long.
They did.
There was a few seconds too long, even like that, but and he comes back, and I liked it though. It's the character story arc. It's like he doesn't want to leave him now, goes in screaming his name, and then The Rock's behind him because he's already got out. I mean, no, I don't think that is the same, because
it's along the same lines. What happens just after that?
Oh yes, yeah.
So he goes, he leaves, he puts the egg on the beach. He goes in to go get him, and then you hear The Rock, and he's just like, "You were gonna go get me, weren't you?
You were upset about it. You were
gonna leave the egg."
Hardly. Yeah, he was winding him up. Like, yeah.
But what that is literally just like, so Ryan Reynolds is like goes into the water, gets the egg straight away, is straight out onto the beach, doesn't see Gal Gadot or The Rock get out.
No, well, she comes out afterwards, doesn't she? We see her come out of the water.
Okay, so
We
you don't see The Rock.
Yeah, you
who's
don't
a
see that.
huge human being.
I know, but it
the
was a
water.
big body of water, and could have come out at any exit. Like,
look, mate, they were all close together.
no, they got separated.
No,
from
not
the
that far. Not that far for you to not be. Stop
They
it.
were scattering under the water.
No.
Okay, I find it more.
If you're in a pool of water, like say at I don't know, like a water park, or if you're in a swimming pool, and you and the only two other people who are in that swimming pool go into the pool, and you come up, you'd notice if they got out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's just
a little bit more forgivable.
It's just
than
they are just doing the same thing here, where it's just like you didn't see it because it happened off screen.
Yeah.
But we need him to be on the beat.
Okay.
You didn't see The Rock get there first. That we did it off screen. You didn't see Gal Gadot come into the room. We did it off screen. And they're just, it's just like, okay, another one.
Yeah, but yeah, these guys, man. Maybe the second one they reveal they're like plane shifters or something. Like they can walk through walls. I don't know.
Jumpers.
They've got plane. Yeah, they're just yeah.
This is such a weird crossover.
But that's what it is. It's a trick. It's a swerve. It's a con movie. It's a swerve movie that's a swerve. It's actually
a sequel to the 2008 Hayden Christensen vehicle starring
Jumpers.
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah.
Jumper.
Which is a bit of a thief movie.
It is actually. God, that would be a crossover we never knew.
And they're being chased down by a governmental police kind of body. Like
actually, they're more like.
They're like
a
religious
cult.
Kind of, yeah.
Interpol, kind of like a cult. Come in anywhere, just start shooting, just start believing hearsay instead of hard evidence. Okay, Jumper is
we've done you. That's why it's not Red Notice. That's why they came up with such a we need to give it a really let's call it Red Notice. But isn't it Jumper 2? Yeah, but we don't want to give that away yet.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen next movie.
Yeah.
If we see,
there was an after credits. There was an after credits we missed with Hayden Christensen.
In 2 days' time, if we look online,
we've manifested again,
and it gets announced at Jumper 2, I'm going to go straight there. Like, is Dwayne Johnson in it? Anyway, yeah. So, but yeah, so he's on the beach. He like winds him up a little bit. They think they think that they're on the side, and they're now turning on the bishop, and then
Gal Gadot,
he kisses her, and it's like, I was working it the whole time, and it was even then I was like, yeah. Actually, no, I don't know. Yeah. I wasn't surprised. I knew he was going to be. As soon as he said his dad was a con man, I'm like, so you're a con man.
Yeah.
So you. My dad was a con man. I became a cop. No, you became a con man.
Yeah.
It's like, no, my dad was a con man, and I became a cop. No.
So it turns out that there's another twist in the tale, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
This is the first twist.
No, it's not. It's honestly not. I've also been saying them as that we've been going on.
What was the other twist?
Well, that Gal Gadot's been working with this guy all along.
Oh, yeah. So that was a bit of a twist. Okay, yeah.
And I'm just
that's more of a reveal.
There's like double crosses here and there, and I'm just
it's a thief movie.
Yeah, I know. But then that's why I'm just like, there is just like one too many.
Okay, yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just like, okay. It is expected, but once it's been done 2 or 3 times in a movie, I'm like, okay, is more? Like, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Gal Gadot and The Rock are the bishop.
They're both the bishop, which may
because they say there's 2 bishops in chess.
Which is a cool little.
No, there's 4.
No, but on one side.
Okay, yeah.
They mean on one side.
Right.
You only have 2.
Say that.
You can only optimize 2 bishops in chess. If you're playing chess, you've only got 2 to play with.
Say it.
So, I liked that little bit. I thought, yeah, okay.
Yeah, fair enough. I was just like, okay.
But even more so,
makes sense.
Why I agree with you, the title should have been a play on a chess thing.
Yes, because there's
and
2
the bishops, yeah.
And it's like one of the references is one of the characters is called Bishop, and in the end, the kind of twists about the characters, they reference the chess pieces as it is. Yeah. There's 2 on one team. And he
says to him, I wouldn't want to say this to you, checkmate.
One side.
Like, because she's called Bishop, of course, it says checkmate. So there's a chess
Oh
element.
my god, he does say checkmate. So yeah, well, I don't. Yeah.
But yeah,
Red Notice makes 0 sense.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense at all.
But also, yeah, once this had happened, I was just like, oh crikey, okay,
but
fair enough.
Anyway, yeah, so they're a couple.
And then it's looking back on some of the film, like the Interpol agent, Agent Das. I'm like, she was right, but for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's not.
It's
quite
not good detective
good.
work. No, it was terrible detective.
Terrible detective
She is
work.
an awful detective.
Yeah, no.
What we find out in the next movie is it's not Das anymore, and we hear that she's been stationed somewhere, just on somewhere in the police, the British police, somewhere in someone called like Wolford or something like that. And so because. And she'll be right at home there.
Yeah, exactly.
EastEnders Red Notice crossover.
The crossover event you knew you didn't want.
You knew you didn't want.
Yeah.
You're positive you
were positive you did not want.
You did not want this ever to happen. So.
Cool. Can we get to the last? Obviously, the last bit, because obviously they've got all the eggs.
Yeah.
And they take it to the billionaire for the.
Also, they leave Ryan Reynolds cuffed to the tree.
They do indeed. They leave him on the beach.
Where he tells them they do respect him and they give full credit. They're supposed to be the best art thief, and he got credibility from the best art thief that they do acknowledge him.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But he wasn't happy about it,
Obviously,
to be honest,
no.
because he's competitive. He wants to be the number one, but. It's still like I like that moment. They're not just like they're not mugging him off like see idiot. It's like fair play, mate. You did good, but we are better.
Yeah,
and there is two of us. But yeah, so yeah, and then it cuts to the wedding,
and the Egyptian billionaire is giving the eggs to the daughter. I absolutely love the fact that she did not give a shit about them
because Ed Sheeran.
Because of Ed Sheeran, she was literally just like she'd rather be on her phone than like receiving these $3 million.
And then she kind of goes down and looks like she's like, oh my god, they're amazing. And then the song starts and she looks and just couldn't give a shit about the eggs.
I don't even think there's that. The vibe I got is that because she's literally there, they're like on thrones, aren't they? And she's just like typing on her phone, which is exactly what would happen.
Yeah. 100%.
And then literally you hear like Ed Sheeran start up, I mean,
fair play to the guy.
Yeah, okay.
He wasn't. I don't feel like he was an actor or an athlete in a movie. He was just. He
loved the line he says. Yeah. Do you know who I am? I was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, perfect.
I thought
the only other time he did shit acting. But
yeah,
and his whole like going for Interpol, like being this like muggy kind of like trying to start on Interpol kind of thing. That was funny.
Yeah.
I was happy with
that.
So
Interpol turn up. We probably should say that as well.
Interpol So because. After getting their money,
they sold out the guy.
They sold out the guy,
which I thought was just nonsensical.
No, I know, because they're not bad people. They're just
thieves. But like that. But he still has the Egyptian billionaire been doing bad stuff. He's literally just giving you money. Like that is just the rule one. Isn't just not to bite the hand that feeds you. Like
But I don't know. He's still like
again another double cross. I
think they wanted it to. I think they wanted it to go maybe back to a museum. Maybe ultimately they want it to in a museum. I don't know.
That I just thought was nonsensical.
Because
why would they bring Interpol there when they're there? Like I know they're just like, oh, we'll outsmart them, because we're the bishop.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
That is so stupid.
Because he wasn't a bad guy, was he?
He just. I know, obviously, he probably knew one of them was to be taken from a museum. Like, that's probably the worst
but
of it.
He's no worse than them.
But he's not,
He's not... We've just established that art thieves aren't bad people. They're just not... Well,
they're not good people.
They're not good people.
They're not bad people.
They're not bad
They're morally grey.
They're morally grey people. Is it the museums in the first place, really? That kind of...
I don't want to open that can of worms. This is not the podcast to be talking about museums and how they acquire antiquities. So... Yeah.
Although Indiana Jones believes that we should be in a museum, so I do.
Okay.
So they for some reason sell out the
stupid. Could have literally just got away
for the sake of it. Maybe just get Interpol off their backs.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then we see Gal Gadot and The Rock basically living their best life.
Yeah.
And they do it again. Ryan Reynolds just. I've been here all along, or I got here without you noticing.
To be fair, That's the one they actually. This is the
They
most
actually
believable
do
one.
say this
Acknowledge it because he's like, I've been here a day. You weren't the only ones crying after your lovemaking.
Yes.
So you do get the impression that he's snuck onto the boat
Yeah.
and hidden
Yeah.
for a day. There was no like shifted.
Yeah, there was no.
He's not. He didn't jump.
Ryan Reynolds is not a jumper.
He might not be a jumper.
Only
no.
The Rock and Gal Gadot and
Gal
Hayden
Gadot.
Christensen are.
Yeah, when he eventually comes in next week.
Yeah. In the post-credit scene that we missed. It's,
no, it's not even. It's not Hayden Christensen. It's Samuel Jackson's character. Like, sir, we've had some activity.
Yeah.
Like, and just him like swivel
yeah,
chair.
again, yeah.
He comes on a
swivel chair. Oh, Samuel Jackson, the king of post-credit scenes. He's transcending.
Sir, we've
IPs.
We've noticed some activity. I'm listening.
Tell me about it, motherfucker.
Oh no, it's tell me about it, mother, and then it cuts.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, PG-13.
Yeah. PG-13.
That's it. And then at the end, obviously they.
Oh, then he's
Ryan
basically
Reynolds is there.
sold. So they sold out the guy. He sold them out to Interpol, so they are now broke.
Yeah.
Which
I'm not quite sure if that's how it works.
It sounds like he has given them the Interpol the means to do it.
Okay.
But at the same time, if he could do it, then they.
I don't
could
think
do it.
Interpol
So they
can
should have
just.
known that he could do it.
I don't think Interpol can just take money out of people's accounts. I don't know if that's.
I mean, he gave him the right details, and it's.
Yeah, but how does he know their bank details?
No, I think he knows. As it's very loose. It's honestly just explain away. But it's like he told them what bank accounts it was. Maybe he found it. They could find his, so maybe he can find it. I don't know. But it's very much like, I gave Interpol your details. For some reason you didn't plan for this.
That's true.
For some reason you trusted banks.
Honestly, they made two very dumb. They made two very dumb decisions.
I know people that live legitimately law-abiding lifestyles, and they don't trust banks. They just keep their money under their bed.
That's a terrible move.
It's a terrible move, but it's the whole I don't trust a bank. I'm like, okay, but are you doing dodgy shit? No. Why are art thieves trusting a bank? Just keep your money in cash.
The people who do that and are like cash is king, I'm just like, I don't think you've read the room. Like,
yeah,
I don't think that's true.
If anyone had the reason to keep your cash, it would be art thieves, where you don't get your money in the system. You want to keep it out of the system.
A thief, a criminal,
literally a criminal. But so apparently
they're quite famous for just trying to keep it out of the bank.
Apparently, it's not too difficult for their money to just be taken from them. So now they need a score, and he comes to them like, "I've got another score." Ridiculous. At this time, it takes 3.
Ridiculous.
Like, oh, okay.
All of this is just it's just like trailer fodder dialogue as well.
Yeah.
It's just like this time there needs to be 3 of us. It's just like, oh, okay, like we get it. There's going to be a sequel. Like
this is one of the ones where I'm like, so until this point, as frustrating it is for you, and I've read that about, the characters have tracked. It does not track for his character to seek them out after they've just one-upped him.
Yeah.
To get their help on a score.
On a score, no.
It more tracks that his pride is a bit bruised, and in the next movie, they are both trying to do the same score.
Yes.
Because these guys aren't going to stop doing thievery because they've got loads of money now.
Honestly,
they have loads of money.
Honestly, he's definitely going to double cross them.
Oh no! It's the next movie's full of double crossing. The next movie has twice the amount of double crossing.
No,
they do it.
It can't just be like one sentence.
It could be twice the amount of double crossing, and Blake Lively's going to be in there somewhere.
Okay, but it's just going to be one sentence of dialogue, another sentence of dialogue, a scene change, one sentence of dialogue, double cross.
Double cross.
One sentence of dialogue, 2 sentences of dialogue, scene change to another exotic location, double cross.
Yeah. And then so on.
That's going to be exhausting.
It's actually called Red Notice. I don't know. Red Notice X. I'm trying to think of a
Red
play
Notice
on the word.
Cross.
It's called the double cross. Double cross.
Oh,
double cross times cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get the shot of them, and they. I literally, when I was watching the shot, which is the final shot of the movie, they're like walking towards the Louvre in Paris. And I literally just I literally just said out loud.
Oh, is that what that was? Yeah. I didn't know what that location was.
I said out loud, I was just like, they're gonna heist the Louvre. They're gonna like heist the building. Just like they're just like they need three people. Actually, they just need The Rock to lift the fucking building.
We know why they're there. It's the Mona Lisa, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe. I think is that in the Louvre?
That's in the Louvre. It is in the Louvre, but
fucking hell, if that's the movie.
Do you know why I know that though?
Why?
It's a nice little full circle.
Okay.
Looney Tunes back in action.
Nice. I mean, we were talking about Looney Tunes before. I was probably going to cut that out. So.
Oh. Fuck you.
So,
no, it is. Yeah, so I didn't know that place was actually. To be honest, I didn't know what it was. I knew it was something significant, and I knew I was supposed to know. I didn't know what the Louvre looked like.
Philistine.
Philistine.
So, this movie.
There's only one place I care about in Paris.
And that's the Eiffel Tower melting.
No.
Like in most movies.
Oh, no. It's the place that shouldn't even technically count as Paris, but it is, and that's Disneyland.
Okay. So what are we going to give it out of 5?
So Cleopatra eggs is so obvious.
What about 3D printed eggs melted by Coke?
Oh, okay. I was going to go not necessarily a physical object. My pitch for it is
5 double crosses.
It could be double crosses actually. No, I was going to say nonsensical appearances.
Yeah. So like
reverse Batmans.
Reverse Batmans. Yeah. I'd probably say maybe.
I like double crosses, to be honest, because there's so many.
Yeah,
it does fit.
Yeah, okay. Let's. So, what do you give Red Notice out of 5 double crosses?
5 double crosses.
That's not 10 crosses. That's just 5 double crosses.
So, I explain my system every time now. I'm not going to go into it probably like that. But yeah, comparing it to every movie we've seen all at once, really enjoyed it. Did really enjoy it. I'm gonna give it. So, what did I give Venom? I gave that 3, didn't I? As like a popcorn thing.
I believe so. A 3 or.
I enjoyed this more than Venom.
Did you?
Yes.
Wow.
And I had a lot more. Whereas we've just picked this apart and there are plot holes and stuff. But like I said, part of enjoying a film is you do pick the plot holes in it, and it's fun to make fun of it. My favourite, some of the best made movies. Lord of the Rings, you can literally sit through and pick out plot holes. It's there, but there's less, but it's fun. It's fun. There's things in it. There's problems with it, but it's a story. It's a story. The stories aren't real. There's going to be plot holes and things like that. Well, not maybe plot holes the wrong way.
I don't like how much you're saying that you think there's that many plot holes in Lord of the Rings. I'm not saying it's perfect, but you using that as an example is egregious. So you might not be coming back.
The reason I'm using Lord of the Rings is because it's the best movie. So if there's plot holes in that, honestly, that's why I'm using it. It's what universally, if I say it on here, people are going to go, "Oh, okay, okay." Back to the Future.
Yeah,
you two literally in your one plot holes. One of the best movies, hands down, one of the best movies, and very little people will disagree that has in it, and it's fun to go through. And you and Harry celebrate it, and at the same time pick the little bits out of it. Because it's a fucking film podcast. That's what we're doing.
Also, you're walking a very fine line by comparing Back to the Future to this film.
I'm not comparing Back to the Future to this film. I'm
even mentioning it in
the same using one end of the spectrum to describe another end of the spectrum. Anyway, but I actually really enjoyed this, whereas Venom with Carnage was a bit... It was bits I enjoyed, but it was a bit on the fence.
Yeah.
This one I really enjoyed. So I'm going to give this a 3.
You're going to give it a 3
Popcorn,
double crosses.
Happy middle line, like you said from the beginning, middle line film. Absolutely, it was a 3. Didn't blow my mind, but it didn't disappoint me. I generally enjoyed watching it. Everything. I'd watch it again. I'm going to suggest it to people. I would say I enjoyed it.
And I'm going to give it a 1.5 double crosses.
Okay.
Because I don't really think it brings. The action didn't bring anything new. I don't really feel like I don't really feel like a lot of the comedy landed.
Okay.
There was funny bits.
Yeah.
And with the action, there were good action bits, but it didn't bring anything fresh.
Okay.
Their chemistry was surprisingly not as good as I thought it would be.
I get that. Yeah.
I didn't say it was rubbish.
No, but I do get that.
I don't think it was great. So it was like middle line, and I'm disappointed. Like you manifested this movie like by saying, like these two big
Yeah.
actors,
Yeah.
who should be great together.
Yeah.
I don't think it lived up to the billing.
No, I give that. Absolutely. Yeah, I get what you're saying there.
And
I think if it had, I would have maybe scored a bit higher.
Yeah, it lost quite a bit from just those points, just not being fresh, not hitting the target by having The Rock and Ryan Reynolds in it, and having their chemistry not really play off each other as well as you'd expect. There were good bits, but you've missed such a good opportunity.
Yeah, that it should have been. You think Jungle Cruise? Every scene with him and Emily Blunt, it's just give.
Theirs is a lot better relationship, rapport maybe is a better word.
Yeah.
And it just missed marks left, right, and centre, and I can't really give it more than 1.5. If I was being generous, I could give it a 2.
No, you should give it you.
But I think a 1.5 double cross is probably.
I think that's that's possibly the biggest gap. It's at least on mine.
So.
At least on mine and yours.
Yeah.
But maybe in general, the biggest.
I don't think
gap.
With a reviewing being just a 2-person, I think that's the biggest gap there's probably been.
I think so. Yeah.
It's 2.
Yeah. I think
2. Or, sorry, what did you gave?
I gave it 3. Yeah. So it's almost
a 1.5 gap is quite large.
I think that's the biggest one we've had so far. But no, I get that. I do feel though that I fingered your brain a little bit in this one.
Wow.
Because you were agreeing with some of my positive points more than I expected you to.
Yeah, I know. I felt that. I thought
so. As much as I feel like, I
felt those sausage links all over my brain.
They were there.
Nice. This film was. I think that's probably the only way I can really sum it up as a bit of a missed opportunity.
Yeah,
I'm not like totally just like disappointed.
No.
I'm more just like you just expect more.
Yeah, so it's disappointment. I think I would have rated it a bit higher. There was elements of disappointment to it because there is that like. Yeah, they could have. It's Ryan Reynolds and The Rock. It should have been one of the best rapports ever.
And honestly, $200 million is a huge budget.
I know.
Even for today, like
I know.
I know.
What was
like
Endgame and Infinity War.
So I think because they were made together, they combined it. I think that was like 400 million.
So each movie was the same.
Either that
as
or
this.
500.
Each movie was the same as this, and that was literally a culmination of 10 years worth of work and movies.
And honestly,
characters.
like
this is just 3 character people.
like that is crazy.
I know.
I swear
that is each of their pay weight loads though.
I feel like between them they must
around.
have been at least like 60-70 million,
which is probably
so this is realistically about 120 million, and even for that money that's a lot, and it's not worth half that.
Yeah, okay, I get. Yeah, that is there's a lot of elements of disappointment to it.
I can't see 200 million. If you take them out of the equation, I can't see that up on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I get that. I do get that. I think it is elevated a little bit by who's in it.
Yeah.
I think Gal Gadot, she was great, but I like Gal Gadot.
She was all right. She wasn't.
They
great.
could have.
Like
she could have been swapped out for
other people.
That she wasn't necessary for it. She could have been a guy. Like honestly, it wouldn't have mattered. Her character was really not anything. Like she was just the villain sort of thing. I liked her character.
You say could have been a guy. I mean, it ends up that the Rock and Gal Gadot are in love. So.
Could have been a guy.
Yeah.
21st century. No,
I just don't see it with the Rock.
I can't see the Rock kissing doing an on-screen kiss, but he's played a gay guy.
That is true.
But yeah, it would have been awkward to see the.
I think he's done it twice.
Played a gay guy twice. He's done Be Cool.
And I think he is gay in what's the movie he's in with Mark Wahlberg and Anthony Mackie?
Oh, really?
I mean, I could be wrong. But
the one where they're the one that was on the true story.
Yeah.
They're just horrible weightlifters or something, or gym guys.
Yeah.
They kill someone or something, don't they?
I feel like they steal some money as well.
Yeah. Is he getting that? I do.
I think that's a Michael Bay film.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I don't really. Apparently, it's really bad.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad.
Is it all right? Okay, I'll give it.
I don't think it's any better than this, but
okay.
I don't think it's any worse.
Oh, okay. So So as we wrap up, so I'm going to give you the real reason why I enjoyed this movie and gave it a 3. It's actually because I was working with The Rock and Gal Gadot the whole time.
Oh my god, another double cross.